Hey, Yekcyr.
Yeah, done. So many switch up on the names depending on who they around. I stand on your Uwa and your Usha and there is no rebound. Why you keep going to the circus if you sick of the clowns? And I don't need no validation, come to grips with it now. Followers and likes on IG, they mean nothing to me. Only making it to heaven, being deemed worthy. I don't break bread with devils, won't compromise for no bag. I ain't biting my tongue or switching up like a You don't like what I say, you can kindly unfollow. If you ain't preaching repentance, you not preaching the gospel. And I'm bold as a line, about as real as they come. I'm going harder every album, any fear what I become. And the love is truly fake, but the hatred is real. And I'm way too controversial, but it's part of my zeal. I don't water down the word, I speak from the heart what I feel. You so used to the fakeness that you hate that I'm real. Yeah, bang, bang. I'm just a young black king in a white man's world. Pagan pig pastors lying, slicing and dicing the word. And now the heathens all mad, I'm calling out the white man's lies. To know Messiah was a Negro hurts the white man's pride. And that hatred within is truly burning inside. Hatred of Yahuwah's people get his mercy denied. And that you call Jesus had you bursting with pride. And Yahushua HaMashiach we stand firmly beside. And there ain't nothing worse than that heathen denial. And they hate Yahuwah's people but claim belief in the Bible. And they lies all exposed and our freedom is frightful. And Yahuwah will judge the heathen, what he says is final. Obadiah, Nehemiah, read it all in the Bible. And Yahuwah waking us up, he gon' lead the disciples. And there's no turning back, on this hill I will die. When we cry out to Yahuwah, he will hear us on high. Yeah.
Hey, Yekcyr. Hey, Yekcyr.
All praises to the Most High, ayy, ayy. These rappers' music so dry, ayy, ayy. Homos hate the Bible cause they gay, gay. The Torah is forever, I obey, ayy. All praises to the Most High, ayy, ayy. Keep the Bible close by, ayy, ayy. Hebrew and you know why, ayy, ayy. All praises to the Most High, ayy, ayy. The road to redemption, it is only straight and narrow. Crystals for protection is sorcery like tarot. I know Yahuwah got me cause his eye is on the sparrow. Don't harden your heart to the truth like Pharaoh. Following the Torah is not religion, it's decision. Yahushua the Messiah never called his people Christians. Screw the Easter bunny, Saint Nick and these traditions. Serving all these false gods like those damn Egyptians. Your heart is not repentant, then how can you be forgiven? Even until death I still hold my position. Trusting in Yahuwah if I'm broke or I'm in prison. Endure to the end, I only go off what is written. Ay, all praises to the Most High. Ay, ay. These rappers' music so dry. Ay, ay. Homos hate the Bible cause they gay, gay. The Torah is forever, I obey. Ay, all praises to the Most High. Ay, ay. Keep the Bible close by. Ay, ay. Hebrew and you know why. Ay, ay. All praises to the Most High. Ay, ay.
Hey, Yekcyr.
Yeah. You committed to the money, you committed to the fame. The Torah like menorah, cause it's lit just like a flame. You committed to the money, you committed to the fame. The Torah like menorah, cause it's lit just like a flame. Hey, kingdom is eternal, lake of fire and inferno. Matthew 7:23, a permanent deferral. The wrath of Yahuwah, that's a turbulent dispersal. Haters never can say I heard you with commercial. Said no to no labels, ain't no demons in my circle. And people say they love you when they scheming just to hurt you. And I can see them demons, they misleading and deceiving. When Yahushua coming back, he gon' leave them demons grieving. You committed to the money, you committed to the fame. The Torah like menorah, cause it's lit just like a flame. You committed to the money, you committed to the fame. The Torah like menorah, cause it's lit just like a flame. You committed to the money, you committed to the fame. The Torah like menorah, cause it's lit just like a flame. You committed to the money, you committed to the fame. The Torah like menorah, cause it's lit just like a flame.
You committed to the money, you committed to the fame. I'm committed to Yahuwah. Nah, baby, we not the same. We in two different lanes. Yeah, I'm on that narrow path under the shadow of Yah. Only place safe from His wrath. You sell your soul for a bag, that's the same as the birthright. All my life I had to fight, and for mine I'll fight all night. In due time we'll be alright. The divine assigned our plight, but the Torah like menorah designed to be our life.
You committed to the money, you committed to the fame. The Torah like menorah, cause it's lit just like a flame. You committed to the money, you committed to the fame. The Torah like menorah, cause it's lit just like a flame. Hey,
Yekcyr.
Hey, Yekcyr.
Aiden Kazar's mad, they can't stop the awakening. Feeling just like Pop, cause the truth is unwavering. Can't argue facts, so you bring in all this static. Shemitic in the dictionary says Afro-Asiatic. Pick a side, pick a side. Yahuwah, he gon' slide. I trust the Bible more than any man alive. Pick a side, pick a side. Yahushua, he gon' slide. No straddling the fence, the Most High, he will provide. I ain't eating porky pig, no swine flesh. And the devil don't expect me in the slightest. Overcoming all these lies, yeah, that's progress. After 7-day observance, I feel refreshed. We don't call ourselves a Christian cause we made it out. And Messiah named Yahushua, why they take it out? And this wall of deception got us breaking out. How you hate Yahuwah's people, let me lay it out. We the people of the book, you can't fade us out. When it's coming to that Bible, not a trace of doubt. It's a whole new month, I see the new moon. Better number all your days at the new moon. All these signs of the times we going home soon. Pagan holidays like Christmas lead to your doom. I be living out the Torah, that's my whole life. And Yahushua, he is king, that is full life. And them demons wanna scatter cause they know strife. No strife. No strife, no life. Aiden Kazar's mad, they can't stop the awakening. Feeling just like Pop, cause the truth is unwavering. Can't argue facts, so you bring in all this static. Shemitic in the dictionary says Afro-Asiatic. Pick a side, pick a side. Yahuwah, he gon' slide. I trust the Bible more than any man alive. Pick a side, pick a side. Yahushua, he gon' slide. No straddling the fence, the Most High, he will provide. Pick a side, pick a side. Yahuwah, he gon' slide. I trust the Bible more than any man alive. Pick a side, pick a side. Yahushua, he gon' slide. No straddling the fence, the Most High, he will provide. Ay.
Hey, Yekcyr.
Hey, Yekcyr.
Black Messiah, Yahushua the Messiah. Hair white like wool, eyes like a flame of fire, yeah. Black Messiah, Hebrew Black Messiah. The world bowed down on the sea, the lake of fire. Black Messiah, Yahushua the Messiah. Hair white like wool, eyes like a flame of fire, yeah. Black Messiah, Hebrew Black Messiah. The world bowed down on the sea, the lake of fire. Don't you call me racist, once believed in white Jesus. Until I read the Bible, it all fell to pieces. Truth trumps tradition, insurrection of the species. No beauty in Yahushua, Romans gave him girly features. Messiah was a black man, I Arab, not an Afghan. You can't deny these facts unless you just a madman. Believing in a lie in these whitewashed images. The cost of his premises, guarded white privilege. Black Messiah, Yahushua the Messiah. Hair white like bull eyes, like a flame of fire, yeah. Black Messiah, Hebrew black Messiah. The world will bow down or they'll see the lake of fire. Black Messiah, Yahushua the Messiah. Hair white like bull eyes, like a flame of fire, yeah. Black Messiah, Hebrew black Messiah. The world will bow down or they'll see the lake of fire. Christianity is all white supremacy, a tool of control, showed the pride of our enemies. Greatest weapon was a massive deception. You can keep someone a slave if you combat their perception. We were all taught why Jesus is the image of perfection, that the curses on the Negro is a darker complexion. In this Bible that I'm reading is not the white man's book. The Messiah I believe in had no white man's look. Black Messiah, Yahushua the Messiah. Hair white like gold, eyes like a flame of fire. Black Messiah, Hebrew black Messiah. The world will bow down or they'll see the lake of fire. Black Messiah, Yahushua the Messiah. Hair white like gold, eyes like a flame of fire. Black Messiah, Hebrew black Messiah. The world will bow down or they'll see the lake of fire. He coming back, Yahushua coming back. The nations that oppress us, some be coming to the facts. Why Jesus is a lie and they rather serve a liar. Because a black Messiah is worse too than the lake of fire.
Hey, Yekcyr.
Yeah.
All praises, all praises, all praises to the highest Yahuwah. Shabbat shalom, family. What is good? Well, we made it. It is another Shabbat, man. All praises to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? All esteem to Yahuwah perpetually. May Yahusha be perpetually esteemed. Alam, forever. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Let me just give my shout outs before we jump into this. Let's see. We got Yummy in the building. Shalom, sis. Shabbat shalom. Good to see you. All praises to the Most High. We got the big Ak Dennis Austin in the building. What's up, Aki? Shabbat shalom. All praises to the highest Yahuwah. Welcome back. Welcome back. Let's see. Yahudi Blue is in the building. Mashfaka. Yes. Thank you, sister, for reminding me. If you have questions, y'all, all right, I don't mind questions, all right, but please, if you have them, write them down, okay? Write them down. And if you need to ask me later after I do my presentation, I have to go through everything first, okay? So if people come in, mods, if people come in, you know what I'm saying, midstream, a little bit later on in the show, because they just, you know, whatever time they hop on, and they're asking me all these questions, you're going to have to tell them that I'm not going to be able to address them until I get done with everything I need to present. You feel me? Because I feel like some people really, like, let me say it. I think people have genuine questions, but a lot of times, bro, it don't be genuine. A lot of time it's just a spirit of distraction. And listen, let me say this to you mods also. If people come in here and they're just flaming questions left and right, because I see sometimes like y'all be like trying to address their questions like in the chat, you know what I'm saying? But then when they're just constantly just flooding the chat with questions, I know they're not being serious. I know they're definitely got a spirit of distraction. You know what I'm saying? So mods, I'm gonna need you to be on your P's and Q's. I know y'all be trying to, like, you know, and y'all do be on y'all P's and Q's, but it's just the way in which these people are operating. You know what I'm saying? You got to know their tactics. And that's one thing they do. They come into the chat and then they just like be asking all these random questions, and then you respond and then they're like, well, what about this? And you know what I'm saying? It's like, just pay attention and you'll probably learn something. So yeah, if you got questions, just write them down so you won't forget. When I do get done what I'm doing, I can get to your questions. All right. Just had to say that before I get rolling, because that's going to be the new rule here. If you got a question, write it down. I'll get to it when I'm done with, you know what I'm saying, what I'm doing. Let's see who else is here. Adara, what's up, sis? Shabbat shalom. All praises to the Most High. Good to see you, sis. Zakar Yahoo is here. What's up, Ak? Shabbat shalom. Bianca, Shabbat shalom, sis. Good to see you. And I think that's everybody on the mods. All right, let's give out. I'm jumping into the normal chat. Queen Raya Yasharal, can't forget you. Shabbat shalom, sis. Okay, so Devetta Young is here. All esteem and praises to the Most High Yahuwah, Yahusha, Hallelujah, Yahuwah, the Most High Yahuwah. Yes, yes, yes. You know, I feel like I love it when people, when they say Yahuwah's name and they just like put every Uah that there is. It's something about that Uah letter, man. Because it's when you look at it in the Abari letters, the Uah, it is a vowel sound that actually connects like the words. You know what I'm saying? It's the connector. You feel me? So when you look at Yahusha, right? That usha, that ooh. That's what I'm saying. That W, bro, listen, y'all got to get it right, family. The Abari does not have the wa sound. It is a ua sound. It is a pure vowel sound. Okay, but going back to Yahusha, right? You have Yahoo, right? Then you have Shah, okay? Shah, the root word of salvation is Yasha, okay? Which gives you Shah, all right? The connector between Yahuwah and that salvation, that Yasha, is that Uah. Hallelujah, Yahuwah. Hold on, wait. Let me turn my mic down. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm going to get excited with it, man. Okay, talking about Hamashiach, it would be better if I could like illustrate it. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? That Uah letter, bro. All right, Jeff is in the building. What's up, Ak? Shabbat shalom. All praises to the highest. Matty Yahoo is in the building. Yasharal. Shabbat shalom, sis. We have Eunice. I want to pronounce your name, sis. Euniceisha Washington. Sunshine vibes. Shabbat shalom to you, sis. I've been seeing you show up a lot for a lot of the shows, and you know what I'm saying, everything. So, you know, we've been seeing you. So shout out to you. Y'all show her some love. She's been coming around a lot. She's been very, very supportive. So, you know, show her some love. But Shabbat shalom to you. Shauna Shelby is in the building. Shabbat shalom. We got a full house. Okay, look, if I don't get to you, don't be mad at me. You know what I'm saying? Love you. Tawanda, Shabbat shalom, says good to see you. Bati Abaya Yasharal's here. Shabbat shalom. Okay. Stack it up. What's up, Aki? Shabbat shalom. Stephanie's here. Shabbat shalom. Okay. All right. Lady Warrior. Shabbat shalom. Okay. All right. That's everybody I can get right now. Okay. I got a full house, but we got to get into a lot of stuff. And I don't want to spend too much time doing shout outs because this is so important. Okay. This is a very important thing for Black people, so-called Black people, Israelites, but even people who are melanated, but not Israelites. Because this is just about this end times agenda is just as about us as it is about you in a certain sense. And the reason is because of melanin. It's because of that rich melanin, that dark pigment that's in our skin. And if you've been watching this series I've been doing on this, I've broken down how melanin is more than just a pigment. We've been taught it's something that gives us pigment and gives us color. But melanin is so much more, especially when you want to examine it from a Israelite perspective. And when I say Israelite perspective, I have to make it clear what I'm talking about here. When I say an Israelite perspective, I'm talking about the perspective that it was intended to be understood from. Not the colonizer's perspective, not the Christian replacement theology perspective, not the we're all the same, not the, oh, what a white man's equal. No, I'm not looking at the Bible the way y'all see it. That's the problem with a lot of people, man. Outside of the true people of the book. Some people don't understand that when we are speaking the scriptures and we are presenting the scriptures, we are not presenting it the way that it's been taught to us by the heathen. That's foolish to think that. How is the Ruach moving through us if we teaching the same foolishness they taught us that kept us in deception? Our job is to help liberate our people, help our people know the truth, help our people to come back to Yahuwah. So no, your personal interpretation is unnecessary to me. Your opinion is unnecessary to me. It's gotten to a point now when I deal with some of these people, I don't even know how to respond. I just don't. There's no reason to. I've brought the facts. I brought the receipts. You know what I'm saying? I can't do nothing about what the truth reveals. I've never been the type to run from the truth. Never been the type to ignore the obvious. Why would it be any different now? And again, you have to ask yourself something. With a book that's a historical book about a certain people that were of the melanin, right? That were of the melanin. According to history, there are certain people who have wiped out every single tribe all across the world simply because of their melanin. In our last episode, we talked about some of those Tasmanian tribes that were wiped out completely. They don't exist anymore. These white people saw them and just wiped them out completely. They do not exist. There's not a single surviving indigenous Tasmanian right now. So some things are going to be brought out today that could be uncomfortable for some people to hear. But this is about the awakening of my people and the rest of the people made in Yahuwah's image of that original Adamic stock. So let's jump into this. Melanin and transhumanism. Episode 2. The quest to become like who they call G-O-D, God. Now, I have to always make a distinction. I do not refer to Yahuwah, my Alua, as God. All right? That is what the heathens call on. I know my Father's name. I know who my all is. And we have a relationship. So I call him by his name as he commanded us to do. So there's a distinction, and I just want to make that clear. Moving on. Now, if you've watched the previous episodes, a lot will make sense that we'll be discussing this evening. Now, if you've not watched the previous episodes, I highly recommend them to understand this series. Okay, so the link should be in the description. I hope it's in the description. Father in heaven, I hope it's in the description. I should have it in the description. No, I don't have it in the description. Okay, so if it's not in the description, it's okay. If one of y'all in the chat wants to drop the links, you can. If you're watching the replay, I'll put it in the pinned comments and add it when I'm done with the live. But you could just go on my page and look under my past streams playlist and you'll find them. But these 2 episodes just kind of help set in place melanin and this end times agenda, this transhumanist agenda and what it's really, really about. Okay? So please check those out when you get a chance if you want to understand this a little bit more. Now, in our previous episodes, we've also discussed there's 2 types of melanin that we mainly know about. You have the eumelanin, which is the dark or brownish pigment. That's something like what I have in my skin, so-called black people. Even if you look at, the dark-skinned people of India, the Dravidians. We have a brother in the chat. He's the darker-skinned people who are originally in India. You know what I'm saying? They have that eumelanin in their skin too. If you look at some of the dark-skinned women of Sudan and Africa, you know what I'm saying? That's that rich eumelanin dark pigment. All right. And then the pheomelanin is a reddish or yellow pigment. Now, the difference between the two is that the eumelanin is what protects us from the ultraviolet rays of the sun, right? The pheomelanin does not have that same protective coat or layer to it. Now, pheomelanin is found in animals such as orangutans, red foxes, any animals that you see with the more, even like the more goldish tinge. Like if you think about a golden retriever, they also have this melanin that's found in the animals with the pinkish or the reddish or the yellowish pigment to it. So it's not quite the same, but it has a different color to it. All right. Now, we also briefly discussed why the so-called Caucasian is a mutant and a result of the fallen angels. And they have a whole host of various genetic mutations. You can look this stuff up, but I actually gave scientific evidence. If you look it up, they have so many mutations that make up the appearances of what you call the so-called Caucasian, whether it's the straight hair, whether it's the blonde hair, it's the red hair, it's the blue eyes, the hazel eyes, the green eyes. The original melanin that would have gone back to Adam since creation would have been the eumelanin. And the eumelanin is what gives a person darker brown eyes or, more brown eyes. If a person were to have blue eyes and be black or whatever the case might be, that would be a mutation. So it's white people are essentially a type of albino, but with much more genetic variety to their DNA, which is why they have this animal melanin in them. Which is why I say, like, if they have animal melanin, I mean, if you look at a white man and then you look at a pig, the complexion is the same. And those are domesticated pigs. You have like, African pigs and hogs and stuff like that. But those are a domesticated pig. They're a different type of pig. They're not like an indigenous type of pig. But they have the same complexion as these pink animals. Now, let me show you something to help you kind of understand this a little bit. So, for example, right? The truth of the matter is that Caucasians who have pheomelanin, this is what gives them the pinkish, reddish hue to their skin. So they have more in common with animals than they do man. They are genetically recessive mutants. And the reason why this white woman, her hair is like this dog on the left, is because it's almost like their hair it has a certain type of mutation that causes the straightness or causes the red hair to be red. It causes the blue eyes. It causes the green eyes. All these things go back to the fallen angels. It goes back to the fallen angels. It goes back to this mutation that took place when angelic beings fell from heaven and slept with the daughters of men. And we confirm it in Enoch. Enoch 106, 105, it gives you the full-on, play out. But these things would be considered mutations. If you shave an animal, you shave an ape, you will get a so-called white man. Now, let me show you a little bit more about these mutations, just to kind of brief over. I'm not going to go too deep into it because we did it last episode, but this is ultimately what it is. Now, let's look at another example. Now, as I talked about when it comes to mutations, the Caucasian has the mutated OCA2 gene, all right? And that leads to the brightly colored eyes, the hazel, the green, the blue, etc. And as I said, melanin produces a brownish to dark pigment, resulting in brownish to dark brown eyes. All right. Now, Esau is described as hairy. We know that his body was so hairy, it was like the texture of a goat's fur. Right? But see, Jacob was not described because Jacob looked like every other Hebrew. And when you think of the goat, Yahusha says that Yahusha will divide the sheep from the goats. The sheep are his people. Those goats represent the wicked, the Baphomet. Yahuwah was revealing something. He was revealing something there. The sheep, they got the hair like wool. But the goats got the shaggy hair. There's a distinction. It goes back to the Horites, the Indo-Europeans. Yes. The fallen bloodline, the Neanderthal, the wild man, the beast man. It all connects. All right. But this is something you can look up yourself. Go look up the OCA2 genes. There is scientific research on this proving it. It's just not talked about a lot because, well, white supremacy has a deep, dark secret that I'm going to reveal today. And it could make me a target, what I'm going to reveal tonight. But I trust in Yahuwah, you know what I'm saying? But the truth has to be known. But white supremacy has a deep, dark secret. And I'm going to reveal it tonight. Let's keep going. Now, please refer back to the previous episode to better understand why the Caucasian is not a creation of Yahuwah, as this particular lesson will focus more on the deep, dark secret of the so-called white race, as I said, and why melanin itself is something that they are studying in depth. Now, if you watched my last episode, I broke that down a little bit more. I told you how they're studying this and how they have this actual research lab where they're studying this pigment. They are studying melanin, y'all. They are studying how to use it. They have synthetic melanin. Where do you think these melanin injections are coming from, y'all? And I'm going to show you some stuff. Don't worry. It's going to get interesting. All right. Now, again, if you have any questions, just, you know what I'm saying, save it, write it down, and I'll get back with you. All right. Now, moving on. White people fear two things: genetic annihilation and retribution. Let me say that again. White people fear two things: genetic annihilation and retribution, or should I say divine retribution. This is exactly why they act the way that they do. They move the way that they do. They operate the way that they do. They know their numbers are so low. They know that it is inevitable that they will be gone off this earth, wiped out, cleansed, just wiped clean. They know they will be completely wiped out, right? They know it's in, and they're so desperate. Listen to me. This new world order is about their fear and desperation because they are a dying race. It's all about that. They, in the back of the mind, they fear they are going to go extinct. They know they are the minority. They know this. That's why they're raging. So when I see them, I just look at them as just worms under my feet, because Yahuwah has put a judgment upon this wicked seed who is not to be saved, not to be in his kingdom to come. He has marked a people for us to stay away from. In this awakening, the demons are coming out in full force, and y'all still want to sit here and act like we are not seeing that manifest in these people more than anybody else. I'm not saying demons can't be in our own people. We see that all the time too. But in these people, oh boy. Just a few years ago, we good Christians. We just want to protect the babies. We just want to protect the children's. We just want our economy to be better. Right? He built Alligator Alcatraz, and they was getting t-shirts and laughing and mocking and making fun of people, and people getting wrapped up, and the children and being separated from the families, allowed the pedophile to go in. You know what I'm saying? He over here being named in the files, and they still ain't saying nothing. Do y'all not see them for what they are? They're just wicked. They're evil. They are the evil seed. And if you are still in denial, I want you to just pray about it in truth, as I had to kind of come to this understanding. But this new world order, y'all, what I'm trying to make clear here is this new world order is based upon that same fear, that same inevitable end for them. That's really what this is. And they feel that they can overcome these low birth rates, you know what I'm saying, the fertility issues that they're having by binding with machine, by mixing with technology and using AI and melanin to be able to try to get the upper hand. That's what this is all about. You want to talk about Revelation, you want to talk about the end times, that's what this is all about before Yahusha comes. I finally figured it out. I had to really like seek Yahuwah, and you know what I'm saying, as I started looking at AI, I started looking at how it's learning us. It's able to emulate us and talk like us. The missing link would be the melanin itself, to give it life, real life, so they can fully have their AI God. You know what I'm saying? But that's why Yahuwah also said that the very elect will be deceived. Our people, y'all. Our people. The first thing Yahusha warned about was deception in the end times. So we got to be clear about that, family. We got to be clear about what tables we eating from, who we following, you know what I'm saying, what's being taught, what's being, you know what I'm saying, presented. But let's keep going. All right, so white people fear genetic annihilation and retribution. And this is why it's important to understand this, because this is why, as I said, they act the way they do, aside from the fact that they are of the fallen seed. All right, so that's really what it's all about. It's the system that they built. It is this system of sour cream supremacy and white man right, white man rules, don't question it, don't listen. We subjugated, we did this, we did that, blah, 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 blah. All of that is just, when you really just kind of like, you know what I'm saying, just take that sour cream supremacy and you just throw it on the ground and you just stomp it out and you stand strong for your people and you just don't allow these people to push you around no more. It's like when you rip all of that away, right? They're just these pig-skinned, you know what I'm saying, frail, fragile, you know what I'm saying, little monkeys. These little pink monkeys, they're just these frail, fragile monkeys that literally have made up a foundation of lies that their father, the devil, told them. And in this time of truth, yeah, these things would be revealed. These things would be revealed, and now it is. And now I understand what the iron and the clay and the mixing and the transhumanism and why Yahuwah is going to scorch them with the sun. And it all makes sense now. We just weren't presented this from Christianity because Christianity has a different perspective of the end times in the scriptures. And even the rapture. Listen, let me go deep. Can I go deep with y'all? Can I go deep with y'all? Let me go deep with it. I want to go really deep with it real quick. Let me go real deep with it. I feel like the Christians created the rapture doctrine. Let me get deep. Okay, hold on, y'all. Okay, all right. I got to roll it out slow. Okay, no diddy. Okay. I believe that they created the rapture doctrine to avoid Obadiah, Joel, Revelations 13:10, Deuteronomy 30, verse 7. All of those scriptures, and, you know, all of that, like, you know what I'm saying? Even Yahusha, bro. Like, I want y'all to think about something here. In the scriptures, when it talks about Yahusha, right, I want you to understand when I say he's really the liberator, like, for real. You got to look at him like that. You got to look at yourself as a person who needs liberation, right, from him, okay? The Bible says that his garments will be dyed with the blood of Basra. Basra is the capital of Edom. I want you to just imagine that in your mind, right? They gave you white Jesus, y'all. Listen, they gave you white Jesus, y'all. They gave you the white man. You know what I'm saying? And it was all a lie, right? And now you realize that in order for them to be able to keep you under their control, they would have to present to you. They can't present to you your real Hamashiach. You can't know the Hamashiach looks like you. They can't have that. So, of course, they whitewashed them and they kept you under that subjugation, right? And it's crazy because it's like I'm happy where I am in serving Yahuwah, you know what I'm saying, and keeping the Torah and all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited. Actually, matter of fact, the feast days is coming up very, very soon, actually. So all praises to the highest. On the let's see. Yep, 2 weeks. 2 weeks is gonna be Taruah, Feast of Trumpets. It's coming up. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be sure to let y'all know. But all right, y'all. Let's keep going, all right? Because I still got so much to show y'all, man. This is crazy. I'm just getting warmed up right now. So the children of Lucifer will use technology to attempt to save themselves from their inevitable end. Okay, so if you look at this image, it just kind of shows you the timeline. Okay, now I don't believe in the theory of evolution, but this has definitely happened with the Neanderthal. The Neanderthal was the so-called beast man or the wild man or the so-called Caucasian. All right, so you had the fallen angels. The fallen angels mixed with the daughters of Cain. The daughters of Cain had these giants. And actually, I found a video, y'all. Listen, I think they're coming back, yo. I found a video, y'all, and I posted it on Facebook of a bunch of women with these huge babies. And listen, this is not AI. This is not AI, because even actual little babies are like interacting with it and everything. Like, these women are having Nephilim babies, bro. Like, this is crazy, bro. If I can remember, maybe I'll show y'all. I don't want to get too sidetracked, but yes. So the fallen angels, the Nephilim, the so-called wild man or Neanderthal, and then you have the modern so-called white man. And then the modern so-called white man is going to end up merging with tech to become what he would call so-called God. And that's really what this is all about. That's what this new world order is all about, because they believe, since they don't have the melanin, they don't have that Ulua gene in them, they feel like if they can merge with technology, and the technology learns melanin or is able to somehow process melanin, they can inherit eternal life. So if they have to fight and build this new world order to try to get melanin to attain so-called immortality, if white people have to go to this extent to try to obtain immortality, you know what that tells me? The immortality and the blessings of the kingdom and living forever, and you know what I'm saying, new bodies and eternity in the kingdom, it definitely wasn't meant for them. It wasn't. It makes sense now. It does. It does. Queen Grace is in the building. Shalom, sis. Shabbat shalom. It makes sense now. They have to try to force to build immortality right now in this satanic kingdom and under this satanic kingdom control, simply because they're not meant to be in the eternity of the kingdom with Yahusha. I mean, that's really for Yasharal, like I said. But then there'll be those other nations, you know what I'm saying, who are not of the fallen seed, the original Adamic race that Yahuwah said he would save, right? According, of course, his people first. But those original Adamic people, the real descendants of Noah, not the whitewashed version with the children of the fallen angels that came and colonized and wiped out the original descendants of Japheth so you wouldn't know that they were black. I'm not talking about the real Adamic race that they helped to wipe out, to whitewash and cover up. When it talks about the Egyptians in scripture, it is not talking about these white people in Egypt right now. When it talks about North Africa in scripture, it is not talking about those dang pale Berbers. Those are descendants of fallen angels. Those are Atlanteans. They came from the Canary Islands because Atlantis was right off the coast of Africa, right there in those Canary Islands, right? Well, just a little bit beyond it. They are imposters. And they are the demon seed, you know what I'm saying? And so, it's all these lies and all this stuff that we're now starting to understand. And now it's like when we bring it out and we present it, now all of a sudden we're a hate group. Now all of a sudden we speak hate. No, we're trying to wake our people up because we're tired of the damn lies. 400 years of lies is enough. I mean, I don't know how y'all feel, bro, but that's how I feel, man, okay? Moving on. All right, let's go. All right, so in our last episode, we left off talking about their low birth rates, right? And the means by which they are going to prevent their total genetic annihilation. Now, let's take a look at the video we left off on last time. And I'm going to just kind of load it up here. This is a video. I kind of, in the last episode, I did show y'all this video, but I'm going to just show you again. And I put a bunch of other videos with it. So I can kind of show you what's really going on over here. Okay. So let me go ahead and pull this up. All right. So this is the first video. And this is just talking about these low birth rates and how desperate these people are becoming, bro. Okay, to try to save their miserable race. I mean, it's so fascinating because it's like I've been studying the end times all my life. Like I've always, even when I was like a so-called awakened Christian, I was always studying eschatology because I always was trying to interpret the end times. But now I finally get it. I finally have been able to kind of crack that code because, you know, they Romanized it. They left it in Greek, but you know, this Christian nationalism thing and what's, yeah, okay. Let me show you this video because it'll kind of help you understand what I'm getting at here. All right, here we go.
Throughout the world, there have been a rise and fall of many civilizations. So there's an arc. There's sort of a life cycle arc to civilizations, just as there is to individual humans.
Yes.
And I think we just want to make sure that you know we have civilization go onward and upward. That's, for example, why I'm concerned about decreasing birth rates and the fact that, for example, Japan had twice as many deaths last year as births. So that's they're a leading indicator. This is.
Can I say, and you've written and talked a lot about this, but can I just ask you to pause just for a parenthetical note? Why is that? I mean, the urge to have sex and to procreate is, after breathing and eating, the most basic urge. Yeah. How has it been subverted?
Well, it's just in the past we could rely upon you know, simple limbic system rewards
yes.
in order to procreate. But once you have birth control and you know abortions and whatnot, now you can still satisfy the limbic instinct but not procreate. So we haven't yet evolved to deal with that because this is all fairly recent, you know, the last 50 years or so for birth control. You know, so I'm sort of worried that, hey, civilization, you know, if we don't make enough people to at least just.
Okay, hold on, wait. So you're supposed to be, wait, hold on, y'all. Okay, I'm just trying to be clear here. Let me just, you know, because I see so many people, you know, these white folks and stuff like that. They just be, you know, talking about they the Aryan God, man, or that they Aryans and we was Aryans and all this other stuff. Then you got these Negroes over here who be all like, man, I like Elon Musk, bro. I'm gonna go get me a Cybertruck, bro. And I'm just like, I mean, how is he supposed to be a genius? He's sitting here stuttering so much. I mean, come on. I mean, that is just hilarious, y'all. Like, what the heck? It's like, bro, he can't even talk. And Yummy in the chat, she's like, bro, I can't stand his voice. Yeah, his voice, he's just, something is very off about him. But here's the thing. There's actually somebody in scripture that was connected to the Hittites. The Hittites or the Hivites. I think they're kind of interchangeable, but they were one of the Canaanite tribes. One of their name was Elon. And if you think about the Most High in Abari, it's Ha-Ayun, right? But when you look at it in English, they have it as Elon. So it's almost like he's trying to say that he's the Most High. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if anybody has ever picked up on that, but I've always found that to be interesting. Even, you know what I'm saying, when he was wearing the Baphomet suit, you know what I'm saying? He was wearing like the Baphomet suit on his Twitter for like quite some time. You know, then his mom, like Elon's mom is definitely demonic. So he's definitely connected to some bloodline, you know, and he's also from apartheid South Africa, those Dutch colonizers. And listen, let me tell y'all about South Africa real quick. I'm not going to get too distracted, but I fully believe South Africa is a part of our land and they know it. Because now these dang Israelis are fleeing over there now. They're supposed to be the chosen people, right? They're supposed to be the chosen people, right? They're supposed to be a chosen people that call themselves the Jewish. So if you're the chosen people and you've been there since 1948, why the heck you running over to South Africa for? Y'all know that y'all can't handle that sub-Saharan weather. Y'all know y'all not built for this. Y'all know y'all not built for this. But nah, look, for real, I think that Yahuwah is baiting them. I believe Yahuwah is drawing them there because, and I was telling a brother this, a brother was asking me, well, why would they be going there? And I think, honestly, I think it's going to lead up to the Valley of Yehoshaphat. Yahuwah said he's going to judge all the heathens. All the heathens are going to be brought to the Valley of Yehoshaphat. Right? That's where they're going to be sold. So, I mean, to the Sabians. So it's like, it makes sense why all this there would be like a drawing back to, you know, where it would all go down. Because like I said before, I'm gonna have to probably go deeper into it. But where the two witnesses situation takes place is near Egypt. So it would make sense why people would be moving back towards, because I don't believe a lot of the prophecies mentioned in Revelations are going to take place in the fake state of 1948. Absolutely not. I don't believe any of that. It wouldn't make sense. Why would Yahuwah be revealing the things that are only meant for us to know, the true people, to our people in a place where most of our people are not? Because I feel like these two witnesses are going to be like the last opportunity for our people to wake up and see who they are and get ready for this Exodus. That's what I think. I could be wrong about the timeline, but that's always how I perceived it, that these two witnesses are going to be like Yahuwah's last call before destructions. And you know what I'm saying? The tribulation and all of that really, really falls. Some people believe we're already there, but I don't think we're there yet. I think it's definitely beaming up to that though, but I don't think we're quite there yet. Something extremely prophetic and something extremely like something big would have to happen for us to be able to know that. I would be looking for a sign. You feel me? I'll be looking for a sign. All right, y'all. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. All right. So back to this video that we were watching about the low birth rates, and we'll continue on from there.
Perhaps increase a little bit, then civilization is going to crumble. There's the old question of like, will civilization end with a bang or a whimper? Well, it's currently trying to end with a whimper in adult diapers.
Yes.
Which is depressing as hell.
The most depressing.
I mean, seriously, yeah.
War is less depressing.
Yeah, I'd rather go out with a bang.
Yeah, and that, with your shoes on.
Yeah.
Not with your
More
diaper.
exciting.
Yeah.
Birth rates have been collapsing pretty much worldwide, and we're headed to a situation where, for example, based on current birth rates, South Korea would have about a third of its current population, perhaps much less. Europe would have about half of its current population, perhaps much less. And I should say that those numbers are if the birth rate were suddenly to return to stable to 2.1 per woman, which is a stability point.
The birth rate in the U.S.?
Yes, I am. I mean, you've got to walk the talk.
Like, look at this is a whole conversation. Do y'all see how he keeps bringing this up? All right. He is very concerned about it. All of them are. Okay. I don't care if we talking about Klaus Schwab. I don't care if we talking about Noah Haval Harari or whatever his name is. I don't care if we talking about Prince Charles, the royal family, all these pale skin heathens, all of these demon seed heathens, all of them are worried about it. All of them are concerned about it. They just won't tell you that. They hide behind this fake mask of white supremacy. And when you rip it off, all you see is a frail pinky demon. That's all you see is a frail pinky demon. That's all you see. It's just fragile. Like, just, you know what I'm saying? But that's really what this is all about. You know what I'm saying? And what we've experienced, why we've experienced what we've experienced. They never wanted us to come into the truth of who we are because there's too much strength that comes with it. There's a strength that comes with the truth. And they stay far away from me. I've noticed, bro. I was like, when I started speaking that truth, bro, they was backing up off. Some of them still kind of get mad and run their mouths, and you know what I'm saying? But I've noticed one thing. They never bring facts when they come to these arguments. They only bring pseudoscience and BS and bullcrap. And when they do, I just be sitting there laughing like... Okay, now this next section I showed you guys in the last episode. Okay, in the last episode, this white woman was in knowledge of a 10-year-old child that was violated, raped by a grown, dirty, nasty man, a white man, of course, because this is typical with they people. In real talk, is typical. That's what they do. Never leave your children around these people. Anywho, she was upset. This young girl, this little child, got pregnant, and the lady was upset because the child was given a abortion. She was more upset, not that the child got touched inappropriately in that way, and that child had to go through that whole experience of giving birth because of this nasty, dirty white devil doing that to this child. But she was mad because the child was deleted. Take a look at this video. This is how desperate they are, which is why I'm saying there's no logic in these people's minds. They will put their own children on the front line to save their race. Take a look.
A woman's body is designed to carry life. That is a biological fact. It is not designed to have disgusting death instruments remove her preborn child from her womb. Both situations would be difficult, but we know for a fact that every single time life wins. And that, again, is a statistical fact. It's a terrible, tragic situation, and we must do better to protect children from that kind of a difficult situation that allows such heinous, horrible abuse. And I'm sorry the abortionist did not report the rape, and I'm sorry that the mother permitted this.
And let me go back, because it says somewhere in the video the girl was, what, 10 years old? I just want y'all to hear that part so y'all know I'm not lying about that. The girl was like 10 years old, y'all. Oh, let me show you these stats. Let me show you these stats real quick.
Yeah, you've got to walk the talk. So I do have a lot of kids, and I encourage others to have lots of kids.
Look at that. They're cooked. They are cooked. They are officially sauteed, butter sprinkled on top, little bit of seasoning, little bit of paprika, you know what I'm saying? Maybe some taco seasoning to give it some of that southern flavor. They're cooked. I see why they're so mad. I see why they're so angry. They're done. They are done. And I'm not even laughing. I'm just like, it's just they got the nerve. You would think, you know what's crazy? You would think that a people who are literally dying out and going extinct, if they were a righteous people, they would be so much more humble. But these demon children, they can't help but to crash out on everybody, especially blaming us. They're cooked. They are cooked. Yahuwah, hey, look. Just in case you believe these people are Adamic, how can you apply that logic when the Most High told Adam's seed to spread and have children and all of that? And look at this right here. It's targeting a specific people, okay? And they never wanted you to understand that there's black people that's indigenous all around this world. They didn't want you to know this. They are a mutated species. They are so far removed from what Yahuwah has ordained man to be. There is man who is descendants of Adam, of that melanoid, eumelanin stock. And then there's mankind, a different kind of man. They are a different kind of man. We are the original man. The melanated people are the original man. That's why we're not having these problems. They are. They're marked for judgment. And the world is just getting hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter. Boy. Cooked.
She cried and begged for a little sister or a baby. And while a pregnancy might have been difficult on a 10-year-old body, a woman's body is designed to carry life. That is a...
You hear that? She said her 10-year-old body. What the? Oh, my Father in heaven. These are the children of Lucifer. They really, really are. And you know what? I hope it's helping. I hope my videos are helping y'all see that. Again, I do not turn away the other nations, the original descendants of Adam, those, other nations that are made in his image, those who are the original stock of Shem, Ham, and Japheth, you know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about the serpent seed. I'm talking about the serpent seed. They all have the same agenda. It doesn't matter if they're Celts. It don't matter if they're freaking, Norwegians. It doesn't matter if they're Scandinavians. It doesn't matter if they're Slavs. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter if they're Irish. It don't matter. Anglo-Saxon. It don't matter, bro. They all hate us because they all come from the Yamnaya tribe. And they wiped out 90% of Black Europe. All the males were literally wiped out. Just like they did the Tasmanian people. They have a history of just wiping people out. And it goes back to the fallen. Just like they said, we colonized this planet. They said we colonized it. They boast in their wickedness. They boast in it. They love it. It is who they are. No, they cannot be in the kingdom to come. If they be in the kingdom to come as these hybrid serpent beings not created by Yahuwah, then evil will continue to prevail. The serpent seed must be wiped out as Yahusha prophesied. Do you want his liberation or not? Let the demon seed go. Let them go. Separate from them. Yahusha did not come for them. He came for the lost sheep of Yasharal, his chosen, his people, and all those who believe upon him. The reason why there's so much confusion with the scriptures and everything we understand about the Bible is because of them. Everything that's wrong, we try to understand the king. Look, our people are so confused. I'm speaking passionately because that's how I am. Listen, our people are so confused, family. Different calendars, different this, different that, different names, different pronunciations. All of this is because of them. I'm just trying to understand my Alua a little bit more. I'm just trying to understand how to pray a little more. I'm trying to understand how to fast a little more. I'm trying to understand how to keep the commandments a little more. But they done changed the words. They done changed the language. They done hid the true Abari. They done hid the identity. Only they have had the power to do this. How can these people be saved? They've done so much, but yet they can be saved. They can be the ones identified as our actual enemies and be saved. And then just turn around and tell Yahuwah, oh, I'm sorry. And then turn around and try to tell me what I need to do and tell me I need to be quiet and tell me what the scriptures say. Y'all ain't been through the damn curses. Y'all are a result of the curses. Y'all showed that the Most High was angry at us. And he even said y'all took it too far. Oh, yeah, the Egyptians, they enslaved us. They did us dirty. But y'all did way worse. Y'all ate us. Y'all ate us. Y'all lynched us and took pictures. You gathered your white demon children around and y'all took pictures. And you laughed and you smiled and you put it in your photo albums for generations and generations to see. You taught racism to your children. You passed down the hate. You pass 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 down the hate, and then you get mad because now we respond to all the 400 years of, okay, I forgive you, white man. Okay, I forgive you. 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 Shoot, as far as I'm concerned, it's been 70 times 7 if I count the whole race of people that we come from. Some people are not made for this. They're not made for this truth. This person says, wait, hold up. He says, hold up, wait. Young man, you need to challenge, be up Nathaniel for being a false prophet, misleading your people. You're definitely on the correct path. I need to challenge Nathaniel, bruh. I wouldn't even waste my time with him, dude. Honestly, because listen, he's connected to the police, bro. He connected to the Masons. I have nothing to talk to this dude about, bro. He's working for the enemy. He working for the white man. Some white man, you know what I'm saying? Some Jewish money is behind him. That's the op. He done sold his people out. You know what I'm saying? So I see him as the op. Anybody that signed that contract, anybody step in step with the white man, anybody signing the contracts and working against our people, leading them astray, got a whole type of secret life about you that you connected to certain people. Nah, bruh. You sold your people out. I consider you the op. For real. So I wouldn't even waste my time with him, op, but I appreciate what you're saying, though, fam. All right, y'all. We gonna keep this going. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? It's Shabbat, bro. I'm fired up. All praises to the highest. All right, let's go back to this video, and then, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna go to the video. We'll go through some more stuff after that.
Biological fact. It is not designed to have disgusting death instruments remove her preborn child from her womb. Both situations would be difficult, but we know for a fact that every single time life wins. And that, again, is a statistical fact. It's a terrible, tragic situation, and we must do better to protect children from that kind of a difficult situation that allows such heinous, horrible abuse. And I'm sorry the abortionist did not report the rape, and I'm sorry that the mother permitted this.
An effort to have things that are accurate on this record in this very distinguished body in these halls where laws are made. That is simply untrue. It was reported. So let us not continue to spread disinformation time and time again about certain families' personal issues that they have dealt with in terms of a 10-year-old rape victim being raped and child sexual abuse. I take extreme offense to that on behalf of the family and the poor 10-year-old who is subjected in that way to being the poor 10-year-old who is subjected in that way to being raped at such a young, tender age.
Genetic annihilation. In her book, The ISIS Paper, she talks about that the real.
Now, let me just say this real quick, because I don't want nobody being all like, Yekcyr's promoting this person. Listen, I'm not a Muslim, okay? I do not follow Islam. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I follow the Alua, the awe of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. So, you know, just chew up the meat, spit out the bones, okay? Just want to make that clear. I don't want nobody get the wrong idea. You know what I'm saying? If you want to come here, hear the truth, you know what I'm saying? All praises to the Most High. I welcome that. But I just have to make that clear because sometimes somebody sent me something the other day in Arabic. Okay. And I was like, what is this? Like, you know what I'm saying? So some dude just sent me, he was, you know what I'm saying? I guess he's an Afro Arab, but he sent me something in Arabic. And I was like, bro, like, I knew it was Arabic because I can kind of read Arabic because it's kind of similar to Obari. But I was like, bro, what is this? Like, so, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing against that, but I just had to make it clear because I don't know why somebody would think I'm a Muslim, but I'm a Hebrew Israelite, so I have to be clear about that. We definitely grow our beards out, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, though. All right, let me go back. You really sent me something in Arabic, bro. That's crazy.
Real thing that this white man is trying to fight against is his existence being over. They are now dying faster than they're being born. In roughly every state, their birth rates are dropping tremendously. More of them are dying than are actually being born in the majority of states. They had something on CNN called The Vanishing White American. I wrote about it in my book as well, chapter 6 on depopulation. They talked about how, quite literally, more and more every year, other demographics of people are having more children. And that is something that if you look at it, let's say you are a white man, the races he would do at the top, not every single one of them, but let's just say at the top, my existence is becoming smaller here. I want to keep the power and control that I own, this company, this empire, etc. And I want to give it to my son, grandson, etc. But my granddaughter's with Tyrone now. Hope y'all hear what I'm saying to you.
Tonight, this message is gaining steam.
So let me say very simply, I want more babies in the United States of America.
Well, it's led to what's called the pro-natalist movement, and it's getting more popular because of messages from Vice President Vance and Elon Musk, who, of course, has at least 13 children with multiple women. CNN's Mina Dursun is out front at the 2025 Natal Conference, because yes, there is a conference.
Raise your hand if you Bro, this is pathetic. Bro, listen, I'm sorry. The white race is pathetic. They having a whole I want more babies conference. This is sad. Like, this is miserable. Like, and I don't feel bad because I know it's Yahuwah. So when I see Yahuwah judging our enemies, I don't feel bad for them because I'm like, Father, thank you for fighting for your people, fighting for your children. You know what I'm saying? You will recompense us, Father. We welcome your recompense. Shoot, our people been praying for this. Oh, we've been praying. You know, even back in slavery days, man. Even back then, listen, our ancestors knew, bro, that they deliverance was gonna come. They were singing them songs. They kept singing them songs, bro, because they knew deliverance was gonna come. And baby, it's here. Hallelujah. Yahuwah. Praise the Most High. Praise the Highest. So we've been praying for this. We've been praying for this. This is miserable. Wow. These are supposed to be, these present themselves as alpha males, but it's everything but that.
In the room here tonight. This is the war for civilization, and we are going to win it one life at a time.
We're here at NatalCon, which is a gathering of about 200 people from all over the world who have come here because they all feel very strongly that the world needs more babies.
There's a civilizational catastrophe coming, and the way to solve it is to have sex. Like, that's got to be the easiest pitch in history.
Birth rates around the world are plummeting, and they think this is the issue of our time.
It's a massive conversation, and that's why we're here.
We need to encourage more people to get married and have kids. We need those people to be the people of the future.
Many countries are no longer having enough kids to replace their populations. Some experts predict this will cause labor shortages and inflation, permanently changing the economy. The people most passionate about this call themselves pronatalists.
People are like, why are high fertility people always so weird?
Malcolm and Simone Collins have 4 kids, soon to be 5, and are some of the loudest advocates for pronatalism.
What we've seen is pronatalism and demographic collapse have become the global warming of the right. Some of the first people who really recognize the scale of the problem are major players in the White House right now, you know, like J.D. Vance and Elon Musk.
The birth rate is very low in almost every country.
Bro, it's over. Esau is cooked. Bro, look, let me tell y'all something. I got a bar. Esau is cooked like that red soup he sold his birthright for. Bang. Get him. Come on, y'all know that was hilarious, bro. Come on. Esau is cooked, bro, like that red soup, homie. He cooked like red soup. Straight up. I keep on playing that laughing meme. It's hilarious, bro.
Civilization will disappear.
Elon Musk's fixation with population collapse has pushed pronatalism into the spotlight. His tweets about NatalCon helped double attendance for this year's event, where the tickets cost $1,000.
Yes, I spent all of my savings coming here, actually.
Do you want to have kids?
Yes.
You don't have kids?
No, not good.
How many do you want to have?
Well, minimum 5. I want to have my first at 22, And then I want to have
You
a...
gotta get on that.
Yeah, I know.
Organizers said they heard a lot of interest in matchmaking, so they gave yellow wristbands to singles to help them find each other.
You have a yellow wristband.
Yes.
So you're
you're
open to mingling.
Yes. Well, yeah.
Have you met anybody good?
Well, I'm not sure if you can tell.
Yeah.
But like there's a lot of lads here. There's not that
The speakers are largely dry economist types, focused on tweaks to boost birth rates, from tax credits to housing.
But
politically, the vibe is firmly right-wing.
The marginal people need to go back to the margins.
We want to raise families.
Yeah, she had like
the left is raising
her nose was like it was like she had like the squishy beak. You know what I'm saying?
pride flags over cat shelters.
The 2024 actually did have a slight uptick in births. Bad news. It was just the anchor babies from the illegal immigrants.
It's pretty difficult to draw a neat type.
Collinses are building their family through IVF.
All right, I'll fast forward a
using
little bit,
experimental testing to rank embryos.
So as you can see that these children of Lucifer are extremely desperate and extremely afraid of going extinct. So with everything that I showed you, let's put it into a 2025 application. Fast forward, technology, artificial wombs, synthetic melanin, and also Christian nationalism. Christian nationalism is going to be a huge part of this, as I've been talking about on this channel, because what they want to do next is remove women from the workplace, remove women from positions of authority, and they will be forced to be confined to the home. And eventually, some of these younger white women are going to be forced to breed. I kid you not. I kid you not. This is coming. Take a look at this.
Women are the kind of people that people come out of.
So you just think they're meant to have babies?
Okay, hold on. Let me stop. Okay, we got a full house here tonight. So I'm going to do a poll real quick. All right? I'm going to do a poll because we got a full house and I definitely want to know who knows about this and who's been paying attention. Okay? Now, how many of you guys, okay, hold on. Let me type it in the chat real quick. Whoops. Okay. Let me switch over here. And I'm going to put a poll in the chat real quick because I want to know how many people in here are familiar with Christian nationalism. Because I think if you don't know what it is something you need to familiarize yourself with. And the reason why I think it's something you need to pay attention to is because it's going to lead to the one world religion, the fake rapture, the white Jesus, you know what I'm saying, and all of that. You know what I'm saying, with the new pope, and it's going to lead to this beast system and the religious aspect of it, the beast Babylonian, beast religious system, the one world religion. So I think it's something you definitely need to look into. But I'm going to drop this poll in the chat right now because I want to know who knows what that actually is. So let me pause this. Hold on. All right, let me drop this poll in here. Deborah, listen, I was not speaking against all of our people that's in these camps, but I mean, I did a whole video showing that a lot of these leaders are connected to the Freemasons. A lot of our people in these camps, the upper echelons, the people in the higher ups. I mean, think about it. Bishop Nathaniel was worth $150 million. $150 million. He definitely made a covenant with Esau to get that. You ain't under the curses no more if you're worth $150 million. We supposed to be in oppression. We supposed to be in poverty, as the scriptures say, leading our people to truth, not mixing with other nations, not making up some dang chart and saying that our people are here, our people are there. The Bible says that Judah is scattered all over the world. So why you just saying this in America? Y'all don't even acknowledge the Afro-Negroes. Y'all don't acknowledge the Bantus. Y'all don't even acknowledge the Afro-Hispanics, Afro-Peruvians, Afro-Iraqis, Afro-Iranians, Afro-Brazilians, Afro-Guatemalans. Y'all never talk about them. Them is our people. I ain't got time to get into all of that, sister, but you definitely need to look a little bit more into your history and question what you've been told. Because I see a lot of sisters coming out rebuking IUIC. One of our own sisters is dead and gone. and she was attached to this camp. And when our people was asking our people questions like what happened to this sister, they deflect and act like it wasn't something wrong, that one of the brothers, you know what I'm saying, done harmed her, separated her from her family. Come on, man. You can't sit there and defend that type of stuff. The Most High wouldn't. Seek Yahuwah, the highest Yahuwah, for yourself, sister. Know him for yourself. Have a personal relationship. You don't need no mediator other than Yahusha. I love you, but don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I just want you to go and hear a whole matter. If y'all consider one of my videos about the camps, please do, so she can see it for what it is. But I can't spend too much time on her. But sister, I ain't trying to come at you hard. I love you. I know you're probably really trying to seek the Most High. You're one of our sisters, but I think you might be going about it the wrong way. But I appreciate you being here. I think Yahuwah led you here for a reason. So I would just ask that you stick around. You might learn some things, okay? I love you, though, all right? I love you dearly, all right? Now, okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I was trying to deal with her. I was going to put the poll in. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I had to deal with her. You feel me? I had to deal with her. I didn't want her to take me the wrong way, all right? Okay, so are you familiar with, hold on. Do you know, actually, let's make it easier. Do you know what Christian nationalism is? All right, there we go. Sorry, y'all. I was talking to her. I was just trying to get her right, set her straight, so on and so on. Speaking on camps as if they're all the same is off. Bro, all camps are off to me. All camps are off. I mean, I'm not saying that there's not some truth to what they be saying, but a lot of it is false. A lot of it is false, bro. And it's like, look, but what does the scripture say? A little leaven, you know what I'm saying? It affects the whole lump. So it's like, if you got a bunch of truth here, but then lies thrown here and there, I can't rock with it, man. It got to be corrected, bro. You know what I'm saying? It got to be corrected. And I'm not saying our people ain't right about some things in the scripts. Definitely. There's definitely truth there. But then there's a lot of leaven added to, a lot of kamats. A lot of kamats. Y'all still call on Jesus. Y'all still call on Christ. That's pagan, my nigga. That's pagan. We call on Hamashiach, Yahusha. Christ is pagan, boy. If you calling on Christ, you telling people about Christ, you a Christian, G. You a Christian. You ain't no Hebrew Israelite if you calling on JC and GOD and the LORD and all that paganism. The Most High said he going to remove the name of Baal out of our mouths. Have you prayed that the Most High will remove Baal out of your mouth? Because they sure say that pagan name. Like, I don't want the white man's God. I don't want the name that comes with it. I don't want the image. I don't want the religion. Not the name, not the image, not the religion. Not the name, not the image, not the religion. Not the name. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Okay. All right. So, okay, wow. Okay, so a good chunk of y'all know what Christian nationalism is. We got 74% in the poll. 25% do not know what it is. Okay. All right. Well, that's good because there's always a moment to learn. So Christian nationalism is essentially a Christian-driven fascist dictatorship, heavy on nationalism. So if you think of a perfect example whenever I describe Christian nationalism is Nazi Germany. Very, very, very extremist, rightist views, but also a strong Christian kind of like core to it. So essentially, it wouldn't just be I'm pro-American, but it's also, you know, you have to be a Christian. So it's like if you don't want to worship white Jesus, you could be considered a rebel, right? So I think this is leading up to the worship of the beast, the image of the beast, and also this one world system, this one world religion, and also this currency. So I think it's this Christian nationalism we're seeing rise up. I think it's definitely a part of this one world religion, this great Christian deception, this strong delusion. Because the Bible says that the lamb will appear, as a lamb, horns like a lamb, but he speaks as a dragon. Speaks as a dragon. Horns like a lamb.
So it's like a false Messiah, a false version of Yahusha. I mean, they've already programmed us with the white Jesus. So I think that that's actually what this is all building up to. Well, we're going to keep going, fam, okay? I enjoy talking with y'all, but I want to keep this moving because I don't want to hold y'all too long, man, all right? We're an hour in, so let's keep this thing going. All right, we're going to get back to the rest of this video, and then we'll move to the next thing. But yes, so this guy is a pastor, and he is a Christian nationalist, and he believes women need to stay at home, which and let me just say this real quick. There's nothing wrong with the biblical roles in scripture. All right. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing. I mean, I respect the way of the order of the household. The man leads, the man provides, the man protects, the woman submits, the woman, tends to the home, you know what I'm saying? And all of that, cooks, all of that cleans, I get it. I respect the order of all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, I respect it fully. Right. But the way they're going about it is white men get to rule. Yeah, the woman got to be at home and all of that. But, everybody's situation is different, too. You have single mothers out here. You have women who don't have a man around for whatever reason that could be. You have single fathers out here. You got a lot of different types of situations. You know what I'm saying? Domestic violence. You got a lot of situations, and you also have sisters that take advantage of brothers. You know what I'm saying? Take advantage, set Negroes up, all type of stuff. So you have a lot of different scenarios, and every scenario has to be approached differently for every person. So when it comes to Christian nationalism and women being at home, what it also does is it removes women from places of working. So they can't legally work, and they're trying to change the laws where they can make this happen. How many of you are familiar with the movie Handmaid's Tale? Or not Handmaid, it's not a movie, it's like a series. Handmaid's Tale. I'm sure some of y'all probably know of it. But it's a show on Netflix or Hulu. I don't know which one it is. I don't even have either. I just watch it online. But it's basically about a white Christian nationalist America where white women, mostly white women, are forced to breed and sleep with rich millionaire guys to have more babies because their wives are infertile or, they're not attracted to them anymore or whatever the case is, just to preserve the white race. Same thing, same concept. If people truly knew the meaning of Christian goes back to the word Serapis Christus, worshipers of Serapis Christus. Serapis Christus was a deity of Greece that was worshipped, long before even Messiah, walked this earth. So Serapis Christus goes back to, the paganism. And then even before that, even in Sanskrit, Christos translates to Krishna. So it's the same devil. They just use different names because they had different languages over time that developed, but those are still Indo-European languages. So, it's the same root essentially. All right, let's get back to it.
No, it doesn't take any talent to simply reproduce biologically. The wife and mother, who is the chief executive of the home, is entrusted with 3 or 4 or 5 eternal souls.
I'm here as a working journalist, and I'm a mom of 3.
Good for you.
Is that an issue for you?
No, it's not automatically an issue.
Josh and Amy Prince, along with their 4 kids, moved here from Washington State.
Do you see Amy as your equal?
Yes and no. In the sense that we're both saved by grace, we're absolutely on equal footing. But we have very different purposes, God-given.
But do you see yourself as the head of the household, as the man?
He is the head of our household.
Yes.
Yes, and I do submit to him.
So moving here
was
ultimately your decision.
Yes.
That's a great
example.
Wilson says in his vision of a Christian society, women as individuals shouldn't be able to vote. His fellow pastors, Jared Longshore and Toby Sumter, agree.
In my ideal society, we would vote as households. And I would ordinarily be the one that would cast the vote, but I would cast the vote having discussed it with my household.
But what if there's your wife doesn't want to vote for the same person as you?
Right. Well, then that's a great opportunity for a good discussion.
There are some who have gone so far as to say that they want the 19th Amendment repealed.
I would support that. And I'd support it on the basis that the the atomization that comes with our current system is not good for humans.
Ladies and gentlemen.
All right, this is a scene from the show The Handmaid's Tale, where all these women are being fired. Okay, this is you know how they talk about predictive programming, they show you what they're going to do before they do it. This is an example of what's going on. And that's why recently 300,000 black women, you know what I'm saying, lost their job over the last 3 months. So I think if you want to understand what we're entering into and you need some kind of like visual series to help you understand what's going on, go watch The Handmaid's Tale. It basically describes what's coming and what we're going into. All right? All right.
Folks, may I have your attention, please? Ladies, you should all know that I feel really sorry about this.
Oh, shit.
It isn't my decision. I don't have a choice. I have to let you go. What? I have to let you all go.
Wait, we're being fired?
No, not fired. No, let go.
What does that even mean?
You can't work here anymore. It's the law now.
Roger, what law?
I don't have a choice. They gave me 10 minutes. Please, just pack up your things.
This is outrageous. Hey, why is it just the women?
I don't have a choice.
Roger.
Yeah. And like I said, you see the evidence of what's taking place right now with that in regards to the black women, 300,000 black women. That's a lot of black women, man. That ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying, small. And they are targeting our sisters. I've been saying that for a while. They've definitely been targeting our sisters. But as we go through this today or this evening on this Shabbat, black men are going to have to understand that you are the main target. You are the main target because you carry the seed. Listen to me, black brothers, my Hebrew Israelite Akeem. You know what I'm saying? Listen to me really, 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 really good. You, we, us, the Akeem, the brothers of this nation, we are the most dangerous. We are the biggest threat to them because they fear genetic annihilation. And it's going to make a little bit of sense because I'm going to show you somebody that she explains it so perfectly. All right. So matter of fact, we're going to go ahead and jump to her. But before we do, let me just show you how bad it is for these people. Look, let me take this down. All right. Check this out, y'all. These are their numbers. St. Louis, the great replacement, white percentage of the population. So from 1910 to 2025, look how much their numbers are dropping. They are really cooked. They are so cooked, family. Let's look at another one. White population in Baltimore. They went from 90 in 1910 all the way in, well, I mean, 2020, that's like 5 years ago. So I'm sure it's probably less than 10% by now. This is why they're just raging. I mean, this is what it's all about. Detroit, white population decline by decade. Look at that. A downward slump. Here's another one. View United States birth rate, white from 1985 to 2022 in the chart. So with these people, again, for everybody who get mad when I say, okay, well, if they're Adamic, then why are their numbers, you know what I'm saying, dwindling like this and going down, but yet everybody in sub-Saharan Africa is living good, you know what I'm saying, still, you know what I'm saying, up in them numbers, then that tells me everything I need to know. This is just the big thing that they're hiding. This is just what the news isn't going to talk about. It's not going to mention because this is their dirty, dark secret. This is the deep, dark secret of white supremacy. This is what they used to create white supremacy. They had to make you think that they're the majority, they're greater, they're better, they're faster. But the deep, dark secret of white supremacy is they are going extinct. And that fear that they have of that extinction is still present today. And this is why they say, get these immigrants out of here. They are the minority. This is why they want to get rid of immigrants. Because they know that they're going to be wiped out genetically. Because eventually what will happen is, I don't know. This is why I think the mixing agenda, where they're like, encouraging interracial marriages and stuff like that, a lot of our people are falling for that, which is unfortunate. But ultimately, if we didn't do that, bro, there would be so many of us more than there would be them that we could just literally just like wipe them out and they'd be just gone just like that. But this is really what they know is coming, and it's the inevitable, and it's the great, deep, dark secret of white supremacy. Every single Caucasian knows this. Not every single Caucasian, but most Caucasians know this, especially the ones who are of the Aryan Brotherhood. This is why they get so mad when they see a black man with a white woman. And listen, I don't encourage that. But listen, I'm going to have to tell you from my personal experience what I saw, and I realize what it is now. So I'm going to tell y'all a situation, right? So I was once dating a white girl, right? Before I really came into the truth and understood the Torah and everything about this. But I remember when I was dating her, there was a older guy that was like a white guy, but I guess he looked at her kind of like a daughter or whatever like that, right? I thought we was cool, me and him, right? The moment he saw her kiss me, he lost his crap. Bro, he lost his crap. He lost his ever-loving mind, bro. It's just something about me being a black man. And it's like, I know there's other brothers, you know what I'm saying? We just be out, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's the same thing. These people they walk past us with a girl, you know what I'm saying? They clutch their girl, hold up to their girl. I'm like, bro, I don't want her. But they get so angry when they see a white woman with a black man, because they deep down inside, and listen, I'm not trying to get nasty or nothing like this, but deep down inside, they have this fantasy of getting bent over and getting plowed by a black person. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. These people will literally pay you to do something to their wife right in front of them and let them watch. This is exactly why black men during slavery were castrated. They had an obsession with it. It's not just white women fetishizing you. It's the white man too. Everything about them is jealousy, insecurity. Everything about it is. I could show you the stuff they're saying. It's unbelievable. I mean, they're just miserable. But this is what they don't want you to know. Everything that they've used against us and weaponized against us is really just going back to insecurity. Insecurity. That's all it is. It is insecurity. Fragility and insecurity. That's why they want you to mix. That's why they push these agendas. That's why they want your children to, look at that as something they should be doing. You want to preserve that melanin, you teach your children to stay away from them. Preserve it. You are made in the image of Yahuwah, and they want to survive, and they can't survive without that melanin. They need that melanin. They need it. And you giving it away. That's crazy. Let me show y'all this, man. This is a video. I've shown it plenty of times before, but I might as well show it again since we're talking about this. So this is a video of a black man interviewing a white woman, and he asked her, what type of guys do you like? And she said, black men. And he said, why black men? And she said, because they have melanin in their skin. And I would want my children to survive. They know this. They know. Again, it's the deep, dark secret. It's not talked about. It's not discussed openly amongst Black people because they don't want Black people to realize how inferior and it's not how I see them. They see themselves as inferior, which is why there's such a jealousy. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull that video up. I have it here. Give me a second. I think it was right here. All right. Check this out, y'all. Whoops. Hang on, y'all.
Emily B, where are you from, Emily?
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts, that's awesome. So for you, Black guys or white guys?
Black guys.
Can you elaborate as to why specifically Black guys?
Yes, Black guys are melanated and I want my children to survive. And I know that the only way for them to survive in the future is for them to have melanin in their skin. So that's the way for me to, you know, make my legacy continue.
Okay, I like that answer. That's actually a really unique answer. We were here yesterday, we didn't encounter that answer yet.
Yeah. That's what it is, y'all. That's what it is. And to be honest with you, I've been saying this for a minute, bro. White supremacy is a myth. There is no such thing as white supremacy. Nobody that doesn't generate you melanin is supreme in any way. And I'm not trying to say it to say, oh, I'm a black supremacist. But in a sense, because of that melanin in our skin, it connects us directly to the creator. Now, let me show you something, family. So, melanin is actually not just pigment, but it's also a semiconductor. And it's used with technology, which is why I say this beast system and the transhumanist agenda has a lot to do with melanin. Now, I'm going to show you something real quick. This is going to blow your mind. Give me a 1 in the chat if you know that sunscreen is actually artificial melanin. Give me a 1 if you know that. Give me a 2 if you didn't know that. Some of y'all who've been watching me, y'all know this because y'all know I've showed it so many times. But every time it's somebody new, bro, I'll be excited. Like all praises to the highest, Yahuwah. Sunscreen is artificial melanin, y'all. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It looks like when you put it on your skin, well, we don't put it on our skin because we don't need it, right? But the white cream or the color cream that they put on their skin, that is artificial melanin. When you look at it under UVA light, it reveals to you the truth. Most of y'all know this. Okay, fair enough. Most of y'all know. All right. So I'm going to show y'all. There was one person I saw who put it to who didn't know this. So I'm going to show you right now. All right. Check this out. Yeah, man. Artificial melanin, bro. Artificial melanin. Love this beat. I love Yahushua, bro. I try to play it every stream, bro. I'm gonna play it when we close out because that song, that is one of my most favorite songs I've ever made. Like, hey Yahushua. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Love it. All praises to the highest for that song that he gave me. But yeah, the beat is just everything. You know, I always love making R&B beats because I just love rapping over them. Like, you know, that's just my vibe is R&B. I'm just an R&B boy, no Diddy. All right, y'all. So let's keep going. Okay, so we looked at this whole melanin thing. We talked about the, preserving your melanin. We looked at the low birth rates. We explored all of that. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to introduce you guys to Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, okay? I'm just going to go ahead and pull up her image here so you can see who she is. But she kind of cracked the code on Caucasians, kind of what I've been showing y'all in regards to the genetic annihilation. All right, this is her right here. All right, beautiful, 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 beautiful Black woman. You know what I'm saying? She spoke a lot of truth, and we're going to watch some of her videos because she helps kind of tie some things together. She talked about melanin. She talked about, the white rage and the genetic annihilation. She helped kind of contextualize that. We're going to watch a few of her videos and some of the information she put out because she's a brilliant woman. You know what I'm saying? So all praises to the Most High. Michelle says, I like looking at her old lectures. Yeah, I go back and look at a lot of our people and the stuff that they was teaching. Sometimes you got to go back. You got to go back and look at that information. So all praises. All right, so look. Let me show you this first video that she did, and we'll go from there.
The truth and the reality is that we are in a system of racism, white supremacy. See, we're told that the system of democracy has imperfections. No, we are in a system of white supremacy that has been perfected. And that's why we keep staying basically in the same position. And as long as we don't understand we're dealing with a system, every week we just complain another Black man has been shot, another Black man has been killed. You say, 10 over there, 3 over there. Oh, well, let's add up the statistics and somebody will run and complain about it. But if it's happening over and over again, that implies intentionality. And if the system is about white genetic survival, who is the enemy of the state? No, the Black man. See, in a war, if you can take care of the business as defined, the problem is white genetic survival. So what do you have to knock out in order to not worry about white genetic survival?
Yes, sister. And I'm also going to talk a little bit later about how they are extracting melanin. They found a way to extract melanin. And as some of our sisters in the chat said, this is why some of our sisters are coming up missing. Yes, they have found a way to extract melanin from the skin. So again, this is much deeper because listen, they are trying to build and connect AI to you melanin. And there's the melanin in your skin, the living melanin, that all gene that connects you to the highest Yahuwah. They are trying to feed that to the AI so the AI can finally get that so-called breath of life, so to speak, or what they think of it as, So we'll talk about that a little bit later. But yes, they are definitely kidnapping people. I believe they are harvesting melanin. They are studying it. Yeah. So y'all got to be careful out there for real.
The attack has to center on the Black man.
Yes.
Now, years ago, in the 1970s, I was teaching at Howard University College of Medicine, and I would have Neely Fuller lecture every Monday night from 8 until 1 o'clock in the morning. And it would be students and people from the community. And Mr. Fuller used to talk about the system of racism, white supremacy, is going to have Black men wearing dresses.
Yup. Buck breakings.
And now,
buck breakings. And this is another thing about this whole like homoeroticism thing with these like white men. one thing that they get off to is turning a strong, masculine, alpha black man into a sissy, into a little punk. They love doing that. They definitely that they get off to that. They get off to, you know, taking a black man and taking a broomstick and shoving it where the sun don't shine right in front of his wife and children. They got some type of sick fetish to do that to a black man. And this is exactly why our brothers who sign these contracts with these Ashkenazis, at some point, they're going to expect you to put a dress on. At some point, they're going to buck break you. Like, if you think about Marlon Wayans, right? Marlon Wayans, I used to watch him all the time, bro. Like, when I used to come home from school, right after I came home from school, the Wayans brothers would be on TV because y'all know they had the little sitcom they was doing back in the day with Pops. You know what I'm saying? Used to watch all their movies, all of that. You know what I'm saying? But that boy Marlon Wayans, bro, I saw him, you know, helping push that rainbow agenda. They had the man on, you know, with a rainbow shirt on, a rainbow hat on, just looking so fruity. I was like, bro, you a freaky type one. You a freaky boy.
You
like,
a freaky ass nigga.
I'm like, bro, what is this bootlicking? Like, what is this boy doing? I mean, the bootlicking is crazy, cuz. Like, what is this? Bro. Bro, that's crazy. So they buck broke him. They definitely buck broke him. He was looking so fruity, bro. Just so fruity, man. You know what I'm saying? And now it's interesting because he's about to be in this movie that I think Jordan Peele did and directed, but he wrote it. It's called Him. And the movie is about sacrifice, sacrificing your soul to, you know, become something in the industry. Because, you know, even the NFL and NBA is connected to the Baphomet, the industry. You know what I'm saying? Be rituals and all type of stuff. Larry Johnson, he'll tell you about that. Shout out to Larry Johnson. He'll tell you about that. But yeah, so this information that she's bringing out is just helping validate, you know, this ideal of white supremacy in this system. Listen, the system has been built the way that it's been built off the strength and off the premise that people cannot see that all of this system has been built, the system of white privilege and white rage and everything else in the way in which they operate is all because of covering up this deep, dark secret. I need y'all to understand that. Like, I need y'all to understand the process of what I'm laying out to y'all right now. This system of white supremacy that they have built, sour cream supremacy, okay? It is built off the strength of their deep, dark secrets, that they are not the majority. They always, personally, I believe they've always been the minority, personally. They're not the majority. And it's very, very easy for them to go extinct because of how we breed and other black people who breed because of that melanin that they don't have. That's what this is really all about. And it's going to make some sense as we look at some more stuff, but I just want you to understand that that's the basic concept of what I'm presenting to you today.
This is 1970, about 72, 73, and that sounded so far out. Nobody, you know, what's he talking about? What has recently happened at Morehouse College? The president of Morehouse College had to announce and lay down the law that the black male students, those who were so inclined, could not wear high heel shoes. could not wear dresses and carry pocketbooks. Now this is 2010. That if the system, see, in other words, we have to keep system about white genetic survival. This is what the system is about. And the system is working 24/7.
Yes.
If I turn the black male into a female,
yes,
can I relax about the fear of white genetics?
Oh, if black men are not choosing black women and they live in the feminist, sodomite, you know what I'm saying, Sodom and Gomorrah lifestyle, they ain't choosing women, black women, they ain't choosing black women. White people and white men have to worry less about genetic annihilation. Everything is to stop the black man from choosing the black woman and having more black children, more black children, more black children. Sister, stop saying, oh, I don't know if I want to have any more children. If you find the right man to love you and be that king and lead you towards Yahuwah, Yahusha, have more children, have more children, have more children, have more children, have more children. Yasharal, spread that seed of Abraham, have more children, get married, have more children, have more children, have more babies. My people, have more children, get married, have children. And I guess I might as well just say I wasn't really supposed to come forward at this moment, but I'm about to get married. Yeah. And I'm going to just leave that there. I'm definitely going to be doing the same. So, you know, all praises. Have more children. Be fruitful and multiply. See, the scriptures say, oh, hallelujah, hallelujah. The scriptures say that the children will be playing in the streets. The children will be playing in the streets of Jerusalem again, just as it was. Hallelujah. So the Most High is going to expect us to have more children. And that's why I say when we go in the wilderness, I do believe that, you know, Yahuwah will definitely be putting people together. You know, I believe, you know, if you're like a mother who's, you know, single mother or something, you're not married, you know what I'm saying, but you still want a husband in the truth that will lead you. I do think it's best for some people to wait until we go into the wilderness. Let the Most High pair you with the right man. Brothers, you know what I'm saying? Let the Most High pair you with the right sister. You know what I'm saying? You know, don't take no chances. Like, unless you really, really prayed about it, you know what I'm saying? And you really feel like this person is going to follow Yahuwah, Yahusha, and you could be a righteous man and lead and treat her right, you know what I'm saying? Then, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say don't court. I wouldn't say don't, you know, try to find you a person, but just be careful out here. You know what I'm saying? On both sides. You got Jezebel spirits in some of our sisters, I've seen it, and you've got manipulative demonic spirits, you know what I'm saying, of Nimrod and some of our brothers. It is what it is. Just pray about it. Make sure Yahuwah is the head of all households, man. And, you know, if you're going to pursue and you're going to court somebody, I do think you should court. I know some people say, well, you don't court, and we don't court in the Bible. It's not in the scriptures. That's true. But, bro, you could be putting yourself in some dangerous situations for real. For real. I'm just saying. I'm just saying you could be putting yourself in some dangerous situations. So just be careful about that for real. Yeah. All right, y'all. Let's get back to it. And please listen, I wasn't really supposed to say that. So can y'all please just, like, you know what I'm saying? Keep it on the low. And I'm not going to take this down, but you know what I'm saying? Because I know everybody going to hear about it, but I'm going to just leave that there. Okay. Yeah. All right. So let's keep going. All right, fam. So we looked at a little bit of her video, and I'm going to continue on. I'm going to show y'all something else here. This is another video from her that we're going to watch as well. And then I'm also going to show you these artificial wombs where they are actually finding a way to produce children outside of a womb. Like, I'm serious. The desperation is crazy. But we'll get to that in a second. Let me go to this next video of her. All right.
that I am going to be blocked from promotion and tenure because of my views. And Dr. Mann responded, to be frank with you, Dr. Welsing, this paper that you wrote, and I said, the Crest Theory of Color Confrontation, he said yes. He went on to say that it did not make sense for me to say that white people were envious of black people because white people lack skin pigmentation. And we went on from that point. But let me make one correction. My theory does not say that whites are inferior to blacks. I don't say that. I say that whites feel that they are inferior because they cannot produce skin pigmentation and because their status as, I say, a variant of albinism is genetic recessive to blacks, and they can be genetically annihilated by non-white people, that this is what causes that sense of inadequacy, that they have built a total behavioral system that is a compensation. White supremacy is a compensation for a sense of white genetic inadequacy.
I see.
Wow. Look at that was
And
milk. That was milk. She said white supremacy is compensation for a feeling of genetic inadequacy. So elegantly put, sister. She put it so elegantly. She put it so elegantly. So elegantly. That's what you can take home tonight from this, bro. White supremacy is a system built on the feeling, compensation for the feeling of genetic inadequacy. Whew. Ain't that the truth? And family, this is the deep, dark secret of white supremacy. This is their secret. This is not what they want the masses to know. And it's like, it's crazy because like, it's like with me, bro, I'm so radical with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here just like revealing all the stats, all the information. I'm going around posting their low birth rates. I'm going around showing them, you know what I'm saying, swimming around in mud and, you know what I'm saying, kissing dogs all in their mouth. I'm just exposing all these monkeys, you know what I'm saying, these pink monkeys. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? They can't say nothing. They can't push back. They can't do anything. They just sit there and call me the N-word. Like, that actually bothers me. Like, because I know you're going to do it online. That's the worst they could do. But it's like, that's your cope. I mean, the kingdom to come is ours. The world to come is about Jacob, not the heathen, not Esau. Esau will fall. But this world to come is about Jacob. It says Jacob. Jacob have I loved, Esau I have hated. So if white people ask me, does the Most High hate you? Yeah, he does. He does hate Esau. He said it several times, and then he confirmed it in Paul's letters. Yeah, I hate Esau. And I see why he hates Esau. I see why he hates Esau. And if you read Obadiah, Yahuwah says, I have made you small amongst the heathen. I've made you small. I've made you bare. Now you can't hide anymore. So, okay, so Yahuwah gave us clues right there. He said Esau was small and he's bare. So he can't hide himself. I mean, if you think about people originally being melanated on this earth, right? How would he would be able to hide amongst other melanated people, right? So Yahuwah made him bare so he stands out. But he also made him small. Meaning amongst all these other nations, he is the minority. He is the minority now. He wasn't at one point, but Yahuwah's made him small. He made him small. So this kingdom to come is about Yasharal. It's about Jacob, and we are seeing the fall of Esau's kingdom right now. Yahuwah has taken the wise men out of Edom. All of this is prophecy just coming to pass. But I'm going to get back to this video. I wanted to show that one real quick. She was talking about the black man because I think some of y'all brothers could definitely learn a little bit more from what she's saying. So I'm going to play a little bit more of what she was talking about with the black man because I think it's something our brothers need to hear for sure.
Absolutely. Now, I don't know what goes on here in New York. Haven't been here in a while. In D.C., we have a lot of men with their pants
sagging, yep.
hanging down.
Yes. Brothers, you listening?
In the train station when I bought my ticket to...
Brothers, you listening? Even that sagging thing, okay? Brothers hanging with their pants below their butt. You know what I'm saying? That's that prison stuff. That's that I'm available stuff. All right? That is what that is. That is what that is, brothers. We are not this. We are royalty, brothers. My Akeem, man. My Yahudi. You know what I'm saying? Brethren. I love y'all, man. I know we grew up in the hood. I know hip-hop and Babylon and America has influenced us to dress like this, to talk like this, but that is not who we are. We are royalty. You are a king. You are a young king. You descend from kings. Yahusha's the king of kings. Who are those kings? Our people. From the tribe of Yehuda. The line of David. We are the house of David. Ba'ith Daud. We are royalty. We should not be dressing like that. Sagging our pants, our butt crack sticking out. I mean, come on, man. Have some self-respect, brothers. That ain't who we are. That ain't who we are. We are better than that. The white man gave you that image. The white man put that image in you. That's how you need to dress. And don't get me wrong, bro. I grew up in the 90s. So, you know, we used to do like the baggy jeans, you know what I'm saying? And like the early 2000s, we had the Pro Club white tee with the blue jeans, with the all white Air Forces. You know what I'm saying? All praises. I definitely know how to dress, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's just, I'm just saying in general, the whole sagging thing, please, brothers, stop doing that. I'm hoping our brothers in truth don't continue doing that. If you do that, please don't do that. You are royalty. You are better than that. The Most High, he sees you as his beloved children. Sisters, cover it up. Cover it up. If you ain't got a husband, cover it up until you don't. Or cover it up until you do have a husband. I've seen some of our sisters, man, on social media, and I ain't gonna lie, bro. Some of it is very revealing, very, very revealing, and it's not what I expect of modesty. And that's why I say to y'all sisters, y'all gonna have to pull some of these sisters aside, you know what I'm saying, and tell them, hey, sis, you know, this is how you tie your hair up, or hey, sis, this is how, you know, you dress. Like, and let me address this real quick, bro. I'm gonna just say this because it's not a big deal. Some brothers probably gonna disagree with me. Listen, let me say this once and for all, because somebody got upset when I said this. It is not a sin for women to wear pants. Let me say it again. It is not a sin for women to wear pants. What do I mean by that? Let me explain. First of all, in the Torah, it doesn't say that a woman can't wear pants. It says that a woman shall not wear a man's garments and a man shall not wear a woman's garments. So if a black woman, a black Israelite woman, decides to go to a store, a department store, and goes to the women's department store and she buys pants, it's not a sin because those are women's pants. Those are not men's pants. Those are women's pants. So therefore, she is not violating Torah as long as they're women pants. So stop telling sisters that they can't wear pants because it's not a sin. And even back then, they didn't even have pants. So I just wanted to make that clear. You feel me? Just had to put that out there. Sisters, you can wear pants. Just make sure you're getting it from a women's department store that, you know, like pants that are fitted specifically for a woman. Then you know it's not a sin. So some people might get mad, but bro, it's the truth. All right. You know, it's okay. I mean, you know, it's nothing wrong with that, sisters. I mean, as long as it's from the woman's department store, you're totally fine. You know what I'm saying? I know some brothers could take frustration with that, but let's look at the context here. And there were no pants back then when that law was given. So let's just be realistic here. Pants are not just a man thing. And women, they have women pants too.
I'm here. There's a black gentleman, had on some expensive clothes, had some nice luggage. His pants were down here. So he would pull the luggage like this after he got his ticket, and then he'd have to stop.
Oh, man.
Walk a few more steps.
Pull him up again.
See, now, in other words, imagine somebody looking down from another galaxy or planet. You see, in other words, psychiatrists' behavior, all behavior has significance.
Right.
You just have to understand the context and the power that is controlling it. Do you see what I'm saying? So, to understand what is happening, because what are we told? 70% of the households are without fathers.
Yes.
I read a book recently where a young black man is talking about having gotten into some difficulty doing a carjacking, carrying a gun at 16. And he said in the book, I had to go to prison to find my fathers. He said, fathers. He said, in prison was the first time he had an opportunity. Now, he didn't consciously put himself in that situation, but looking for fathers. I had a black male child say to me, you know, somebody brings a child to the psychiatrist because he's not studying or something. I had one child say to me who was about 10 or 11 years old, Dr. Welsing, I think I could do my homework if I just had an official father. Now that makes the psychiatrist want to fall under the desk and start crying. I had another child say, if I had a father, he could at least have taught me what goes on under the hood of a car. I had another child. All these children are brought into the psychiatrist because somebody says, teacher, principal, they're...
I mean, I don't sag either, bro. Like, I really don't, you know what I'm saying? But I don't wear tight pants either because that's just gay. Skinny, I always thought skinny jeans was gay as hell. I ain't gonna even lie. I always thought that was sus and gay, you know? But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I kind of like my clothes baggy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, all I'm saying is it's just different when you have like a grown man and it's like a whole butt crack is like sticking out, bro. Like, that's nasty, bro. Like, I mean, it's just like peekaboo. You know, I mean, come on, man. That's just nasty. You know what I'm saying? And just be all in the way, and you know, it's nasty, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that ain't it, bro. Yeah, man. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just pull your dang pants up, man. Nobody want to see that. And listen, I don't know what y'all brothers be thinking, but no woman definitely ain't checking for that, okay? Your girl don't want to see your butt. All right? I mean, not in that type of capacity, at least, I would think. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm just putting it in context for you, but no Diddy. Yeah. No Diddy times 3, bro.
Smart, but they won't do their homework. Or they won't study. This child came and I said, sweetheart, don't you want to work hard in school? This is years ago. So you can help black people. And this little boy said, no. He wasn't being smart alecky, he wasn't being rude. And I said, you know, the psychiatrist wants to hear the child say yes. He said, no. And I said, why not? He said, if you try to help black people, you're going to be killed. Now, this is a little black child, about 11 years old. Wow. Said Malcolm X, George Jackson. I said, IQ 265.
Wow.
If you try to help black people, you are going to be killed. Was he right? That's like President Barack Obama has had more death threats than any president in the history of the United States. You see, because just that presence of a black man in the White House, like I think a lot of white people who initially voted for him wanted to appear liberal. You see, but once he's in that White House, and a black man with a black wife, and a black grandmother, that's the whole package. They begin to understand, oh my God, if he's in power, and not only that, the reception that he receives all over the non-white world.
Yeah, I remember, like, even with Obama, like, there were so many people who were, like, pissed off, you know what I'm saying, like, when he won. And they were trying to get you to believe, oh, you know, it's not racist in America anymore. You've had a black president, right? But the whole time, like, when he was in office, like, everything that was, you know, going on is just like, they always took time to just show how racist they were and how mad they were because a black man was in office. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it goes back again to genetic annihilation, right? Them not being in a position of authority and power because they even have to reconcile. Okay, let me ask y'all this. Do y'all remember when I told y'all about that movie Cracker? I think I talked about it in the Lamb That Was Lynched documentary. You remember how I told y'all about that movie or that series that was supposed to be on Netflix, I think, or Amazon Prime, one of those. And it was about white people being sold in slavery and being beaten and buck broken and all of that. And then these white folks got mad and got it canceled, so it never came out. Y'all remember that? Yummy remembers. Yeah. So I found it interesting how they signed a petition to stop this movie from being made where it shows white people as slaves, right? But they continue to make slave movies about us, the Book of Negroes. I think the most recent one was the Will Smith one, Emancipated or something like that. So when it depicts Negroes, they can make slave movie after slave movie after slave movie, monetizing our trauma, right? But then when you depict what's going to happen to them, they want it canceled all of a sudden. They're so fragile, y'all. They're just so fragile. I could hear them cry about, I'm so sick of anti-white racism. How many of y'all saw Drewski? Drewski in the whiteface. Let me pull that up real quick. So Drewski is like a comedian. He's very well known. And he put on this costume or not costume, but bro, let me see if I can find the full video, bro. This is wild. These white people, some of them are laughing. They think it's pretty funny, but then some of them are like, this is like blackface. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, bro, y'all literally have created, minstrel shows as a way to turn the world against black people in order to encourage Jim Crow and segregation and spraying them with dog hoses and all type of stuff when they're out protesting for equal rights. The minstrel shows and the caricatures that they use to depict black people is what really fed that propaganda machine towards the hate during the civil rights era, after the Reconstruction era. That's why it was so bad. That's why they were like sicking dogs on us and stuff like that. But a black man doing whiteface is just like, that's nothing. Like that's so mild. It's not like it happens all the time. They had whole minstrel shows, bro, that they was doing every day to feed that propaganda in people's minds. All right, here we go. And I'm laughing because the son, like they got it. Whoever did this, like his makeup or whatever you want to call it, they deserve a raise. They did a really good job with like the sunburns on his body and all of that. Hold on, let me show y'all. First, let me show you Drewski first so you can know who he is. And then I'm going to show you the video of him, in case y'all don't know who he is. All right, so this is Drewski. Drewski. Hold on. All right, this is Drewski right here. All right, black dude. You know what I'm saying? Blonde hair. Right? And like I said, he's a comedian. Now, I'm going to show you the video. And look, I don't even watch this dude. I only saw it because this went viral. Let me show y'all this dude, man. Look at this. Hey, hold on. Wait. Okay, let me full screen this.
Here's the love. Here's the honor. If you can't come in her, come on her. Yeah.
Bro. Bro, look at the tattoos. He got the pink burn marks. You feel what I'm saying? Man, whoever did this, bro, they did that for real. I mean, the burn marks, y'all. Look at the burn marks, bro. The melanoma. The melanoma. No, I'm just like.
Hey, Suanna. Suanna. She's not listening. Hey, come on. You need to listen to your nana.
Bro, look at the.
Girl, you crazy now.
Bro.
Hey, me mom. How you doing, baby? How you doing, baby?
Bro. Okay. I don't know if I could play the music, but okay, hold on. Let me go back to this part right here. This black guy.
You going to NASCAR? You ain't lost, is you? No, I'm going to the right side. Sure about that? Yes, sir. Find something safe to do, boy.
Bro, look how pink he is. Bro, look how pink his skin. Dang, bro, he's like an alien, cuz. Bro, it's like an alien, cuz. Bro, look how pink he is, bro. It's like, look at your pinky. Look at your pinky. Okay, now, imagine your pinky with facial hair. Bro, he is so freaking pink. It's like the Pink Panther, like, bro. Wow.
Go.
Yeah. So some people, as I said, you know, they're like, they don't like it. They have an issue with it. They think it's like cultural appropriation and so on and so forth and all that other stuff. Yeah. The white folks know. Some of them are upset about it. Some of them don't really care. I mean, me personally, it's like, you know, whatever. I don't think it's a big deal. But obviously, you know, they make it a big deal. All right, so moving on to the next thing. All right, so let me pull up this next piece of information that I have here. Give me a second. And we're gonna look at some of this this melanin technology that they're using when it comes to this artificial thing. So look, let me show you this first. So this is an actual artificial womb, family. And again, because they are not able to produce melanin and they are trying to avoid their genetic annihilation, they are actually finding ways to be able to produce a child outside of an actual woman's womb. All right, check this out. This is crazy, y'all. Oh, wait, can I load that up? Wait, hold on. Let me try that again.
Check out this new concept. This concept of conceiving kids. Now the mother will no longer have to carry the kid for 9 months.
Family, look at this. This is not AI. This video has been circulating on the internet for quite some time, even like, for years. But, bro, this is how desperate they are to survive.
Check out this new concept. This concept of conceiving kids. Now the mother will no longer have to carry the kid for 9 months. Now it can be raised in a bag. How convenient. Mothers will no longer have to sacrifice their time and, most importantly, their bodies. Does this sound like something you would be interested in? I would love to tell you this is a new concept, but if you know anything about human cloning, you would know they've been doing this for quite a long time. Only now is it finding its way to consumers.
Oh boy. Oh boy, the children of the fallen seed are up to some serious business. In order to save their people, you see, when it comes to them, they'll go to any length. There's nothing that they won't do. And I know y'all think that's scary, but what's more scarier is the length that they'll go to survive. I don't even want to think about the technology that we're going to be starting to see more and more and more and more. The technology that they're developing. All right, let me pull up this next thing here. All right, I showed you that. All right. Let me just see. I'm going through all my slides, making sure I didn't miss anything. Okay. All right, now we're going to jump over here to the browser because I have a couple articles that I want to show you guys. This first article is about the extraction of melanin through the skin. Okay? They actually have found a way to do this. And this is why I say something is up, because Elon Musk has put a supercomputer somewhere in Memphis. I don't know if any of our people are in Memphis or close to Memphis, but Elon Musk has put a supercomputer in Memphis. Memphis is the hood, okay? That's where the majority of our people are that live out that way, from Memphis. I know so many people from Memphis that, I got history with, right? Melanin will be required for this artificial intelligence system. They have a way to extract melanin from the skin, which I'm going to read the article right now. There's a doctor who actually looked into how to do this, and they have found a way and found a method. And they talk about extracting it directly from the Negro. So something about being of Negro stock. Our melanin would be different than, I mean, it's still the same melanin, but it's something about the Negro that makes them choose us for such a thing. So we're going to look at the whole Memphis thing real quick. But first, let me read you this article first. So give me a second here. I'm going to pull that up for you. All right. All right, let me share my screen. I'm going to jump over here. We're going to read this article together. All right. And this is called Melanin from the Skin, or actually it's called The Extraction. Can y'all see this okay, family? Give me a 1 if y'all can see this okay. Maybe I can make it a little bit bigger. No diddy, huh? All right. Hold on. Let me make it bigger. Give me a second. I'll make it a little bit bigger so it's easier to read it. Okay. There we go. All praises. Is that good, family? I just want to make sure y'all able to read it with me. Let me make this bigger. Hold on. No diddy. Okay, there we go. All praises. Okay, I see ones. Okay, cool. So it says the extraction of melanin from the skin with dilute alkali by William John Young. And this is the guy who did this research in regards to this. So it says the Australian Institute of Tropic Medicine in Towns Hall, North Queensland. And this was written or received in December 23rd, 1920. Okay. It has generally been assumed that the black pigments, melanins, which occur normally or pathologically in animal tissues, hair, skin, feathers, etc., are chemically very inert substances, and in most cases, their isolation has been carried out by dissolving the tissue in boiling alkalis or strong acids. Thus, Abel and Davis, 1896, prepared melanins from both the skin and hair of a Negro. What is happening? And this is what I'm saying. Our sisters are being, you know what I'm saying, coming up missing. You know what I'm saying? I'm going on Facebook. I'm seeing young Yahudim, you know what I'm saying, coming up missing, little babies, you know what I'm saying, young women, young brothers. Something is going on here. And if they really are using melanin to be able to feed this AI God system, this beast system, and he's building a supercomputer right in the heart of where our people are in Memphis, something is going on here. All right. Now, again, right here, it says Negro. All right. So you are the target, Yashua. All right. And you need to understand that. All right. Let's keep reading. By heating the material at 100 degrees, either with 5 or 6% potassium hydroxide or with concentrated hydrochloric acid, so we're talking about like literal acid, until all the keratin had dissolved. Other investigators have used even more drastic methods, such as boiling with more concentrated alkalis or even fumic hydrochloric acid. That some melanins are really not resistant to alkalis and acids was shown by Gortner, who investigated the effects of alkalis upon the melanin of black sheep's wool. Oh, hallelujah. We're the sheep of Yahuwah. The melanin in black sheep's wool. There's melanin in that wool. Oh, we the children of the Most High Yahuwah. Oh, we the woolly-haired Negroes. Oh, we the sheep of Yahusha. Oh, we the sheep of Yahuwah. Can I get an all praises to the Most High in the chat when I read that, bro? That just gave me life. All praises. All praises. All praises to the highest. Yada Yahuwah, man. Just reading that just made me think like, yo, we the lost sheep, or we ain't lost no more because we the sheep. You know what I'm saying? The sheep ain't lost when they come back to the fold. They come back to that covenant. You know what I'm saying? We ain't lost no more. Yeah, we the sheep, but we ain't lost. Praise Yahuwah. Yada Yahuwah. All praises. All praises. Okay, fam, we gonna keep. I just had to esteem Yahuwah real quick right there. All right, continuing on. So it says, who investigated the effects of alkalis upon the melanin of black sheep's wool. He extracted the pigment from the wool by boiling with successive portions of a 0.2% solution of sodium hydroxide, and from the first 2 or 3 extracts, he obtained a melanin of constant composition, around C 52% Celsius. All right, I don't know all these other numbers. This substance, when purified, contained no ash and was soluble in alkali and in very, very dilute mineral acids, and was precipitated by stronger acids. After boiling this with stronger alkali, a pigment could be precipitated by acid from the solution, which contained less high nitrogen and hydrogen than the original and was no longer soluble in dilute acids. So basically using an extreme form of heat with acidic properties, they found that they can extract melanin using extreme heat and acids. So to get that melanin sounds like it will be very, very painful. What they do is they heat up the skin, then they scrape it off. And I think there's actually something in regards to that. Let me see. Let's keep reading. Okay, so far from being inert to alkalis, the melanin of sheep's wool was thus readily decomposed by boiling with sodium hydroxide in concentrations over 0.2%, whilst even this concentration decomposed the pigment on continued boilings. From these results, Gortner considered that in all probability, many of the melanins described in the literature are really products of the decomposition of melanin and not the pigment as it occurs in the natural material, which would be the skin. Now listen to this. The melanin obtained by Abel and Davis was from Negro skin, was left in the form of pigment granules, which is pigment and pigment structure, after the keratin had dissolved in the alkali and the pigment was freed from the pigment structure by continued treatment with 5% hydrochloric acid. So what it sounds like to me is they were taking the melanin and they were literally putting these acidic properties against the skin to make it easier to scrape off. Which makes sense, because if you think about is a melanated person, if you burn, right? If you burn, right? Like let's say it's not Shabbat and I'm in the kitchen right now and I decide to cook and I accidentally touch the hot pot and I burn my hand, right? Or my hand brushes up against it with the melanated part of my hand, because you know the inside of my hand looks like a white man, right? You know what I'm saying? But the melanated part of my hand, and notice how you'll have a mark right there and you could lose some of your melanin, you could lose some of your color, right? From that burn. So what they use to be able to scrape it is hydrochloric acid, extremely acidic, and they would scrape it off. All right. Now, here's the thing. They did this also to the Aboriginal Australians. Okay. So I need y'all to understand, if you have melanin in your skin, shout out to X Carbon. All right. He has melanin in his skin. He has melanin, and he is Dravidian. Okay. He's of the indigenous, Indian people that was in India before the white ones. So if you have melanin in your skin, so X Carbon, this would also apply to you. They did this to an Aboriginal Australian, and I'm going to show you that. So they did on a Negro and they did on an Aboriginal Australian, just to probably see the differences. Obviously, Aboriginal Australians are not Negroes, but they are black people. So let's look at this. They really are the devil. I'm telling you, they are. And that's what I'm hoping this is helping people see at some point. If you ain't got it yet, I pray you get there. All right, let's keep reading. So Abel and Davis, the melanin obtained by Abel and Davis from Negro skin was left in the form of pigment granules after the keratin had dissolved in an alkali and the pigment was freed from the pigment structure by continued treatment with hydrochloric acid and subsequent extraction with potassium hydroxide. It then had the composition, and then there's the numbers again. The author, Young 1916, described the preparation of a melanin from the skin, listen to this, from the skin of an Australian Aboriginal, okay? So you have two types of black people. You've got a Negro like myself, and then you have someone who is of the Aboriginal indigenous stock who are also darker skinned people, okay? So it says, the skin of an Aboriginal Australian by treatment with successive portions of boiling 5% sodium hydroxide, each portion being allowed to act for a short time only. In this preparation, no granules were obtained, but the pigment was gradually dissolved in the alkali from which it was obtained by precipitating with acid. Family, to me, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but it sounds to me like these people were being tortured or probably unalived and then tortured, and these, basically treated like lab rats. When I think about the Caucasian race, I don't put nothing past them. And I'm pretty sure if that really was the case, they probably was alive through all of this and felt every bit of that pain. More recently, an opportunity of obtaining more material came to hand and further preparations were made, the method being modified so that more dilute alkali could be employed in the extraction. Look at that, extraction. Pigments were extracted with this alkali from portions of the skin from two Australian Aboriginals. 2 Australians. So they had one, and then they got 2 of them, and they were also testing this on a Negro. Family, this is wild. Family, bro, this is just crazy, y'all. Oh, Father, help us all. I give all esteem to Yahuwah for what he's revealing in these last days. This is just But it's all in the name of science in their mind, right? It's all in the name of science. Just like when I think about Nygaard, that billionaire that had all those African women sitting at a table surrounding him, and he was talking about paying for their egg, and he's over here offering them chump change, and then the other dude's like, oh, well, you know, if you have an abortion and, you know, the period blood and, you know, all these bodily fluids and all, the way he was talking about it, those women looked like they felt so uncomfortable. But they understand, as I've said before, the difference of, you know, the black woman versus their women. They know that. They know she has the mitochondrial DNA. And that's why a lot of times you see the mermaid symbolism, because they try to connect black women, especially the daughters of Zion specifically. I'm talking about my people. They try to connect the daughters of Zion to the mermaids. Let me show you something, actually. That reminds me. Give me a 1 in the chat if you guys have heard of these dang fallen seed people eating mermaids. If you've heard anything about that, give me a 1 if you've heard that on the internet or anything, because there was some information about that they were eating mermaids. Let me pull up this next video. I meant to show y'all that. But that is the symbolism that they try to use with black women, which is exactly why they had Halle Bailey, or I don't know if it's Chloe or Halle. They're twins, so I don't know which one's which. But that's why they had Halle Bailey playing the Little Mermaid, a black woman, because of that mitochondrial DNA. It's just like when you think about Henrietta Lacks, right? She had regenerative genes, regenerative cells, immortal cells. And what these doctors did is they discovered she had these regenerative cells, these immortal cells. And so they literally started, you know, experimenting and taking DNA and doing all that without letting her family know. And they developed all of these VXXs. I can't say the word, but, you know, starts with a V, ends with an E. You know what I'm saying? Generating those medicines and things like that from this woman's cells that was a black woman. And as we go more into this Melanin series, I'm definitely gonna do like a section where I talk about the significance of the Israelite woman and the significance of the Israelite male, because I've done a teaching on that in the past, but I was like, you know what, I'm definitely gonna have to redo it and go deeper. All right, let me see if I can find this video. Hold on, y'all. But yes, they were eating, the elites were eating, you know what I'm saying, mermaids, y'all. They were eating mermaids. Let's see. I'm trying to find it. I got the video here. I'm not sure which video it is exactly. So just give me 1 second. I think it's this one. Yep. Here we go.
About melanin.
Melanin, but it's also in your nervous system, which causes you to transmit information faster and to store more information than any other race. Melanin is also in your eyes that cause you to absorb more color than any other race. And of course, it's in your ears, and you absorb more sound. So you will see colors differently than anybody else, and you will hear differently. So therefore,
that's crazy, because I told y'all I have synesthesia. Like when I hear sound, I see color. When I close my eyes, I get taken to a place of color, every frequency, every sound, every instrument. Interesting. All praises to the highest.
the music will always be different. You always put together colors differently.
Yes.
Melanin is in your taste buds, which cause you to have the ability to taste the full flavor of the food. You absorb more taste. So you always combine your food differently, and you eat somebody else's food and say that's bland or whatever you want to say. You know what I'm saying? It's what we call the biochemical marker of life. The more melanin you have, the more civilized you are. The more melanin you have, the more psychic you are. I'm saying the more...
Okay, I don't know about all that now, okay? You know what I'm saying? I'm putting out information, but, you know, chew up the meat, spit out the bones. I am not a psychic, okay? I just want to preface that because I don't want people thinking that, you know, I condone psychic practices or anything like that. So, you know, yeah. All right, now, I'm trying to find this other video about the mermaids where they were eating the mermaids. They were eating the mermaids because it somehow connects to black women. I'm trying to find the video. Oh, where is it? Hold on, y'all. Give me a second, because I think that's kind of important to show y'all too. I just have to find it. Let me see. It might be in my main folder. Might be in my other episode. No, that's not it. Dang, y'all. I'm sorry. That one I was actually gonna do for another episode, so I might just put it aside and I'll have it for the next one. Let me show y'all this next video though.
Like a commodity, because it's more powerful than you think. Melanin, from the Greek melas, meaning black, is more than just pigment. It's nature's shield. It absorbs over 99.9% of harmful UV radiation, protecting DNA from mutations that cause cancer. It's why darker skin evolved as armor under the sun. But melanin goes beyond the skin. It's in our hair, eyes, nervous system, and even the inner ear, where it helps process sound and balance. What most people don't know is that melanin is one of the most sought-after biopolymers on Earth, valued more than gold. Why? Because scientists are unlocking its secrets. It's being tested as a treatment for Parkinson's and Alzheimer's, as a shield for astronauts against cosmic radiation, as a superconductor in electronics, and even for solar panels that mimic human skin's light absorption. It powers life, protects the body, and fuels innovation, while proving that what makes us black is also what makes us powerful. They've tried to commodify it, but melanin shows we are priceless. Follow for more, because this journey is just beginning.
All praises, all praises, all praises. All right, y'all. So right now I am going through some stuff here. I'm gonna play another video by Dr. Francis real quick, because I'm looking for another video that I want to show y'all. Actually, here. I wanted to show y'all this too. So this is a book. I actually, it's like a dictionary or something where I originally found this this thing, but there's actually a book in a dictionary. It uses a certain type of terminology to describe the Negro. And I'm going to pull it up right now. Give me a second here. Just a bit of a side note. I thought it was very interesting. I think it's something every black person should see that's here. So everybody that's here, shout out to y'all. Y'all could be anywhere else for this Shabbat, but here you are. So all praises. Okay. Give me one sec. Please hit the like button if you haven't hit the like button. Really helps the channel out, helps get the truth out. You know what I'm saying? And we're doing this episode series every Friday, 7:45 Eastern Standard Time. You know what I'm saying? Come through, learn something. You know what I'm saying? Be sure to check out the description box. We have all the episodes. This is the second episode, so we have 2 other episodes. The first episode and the preliminary episode. Be sure to check it out here on the channel. You know what I'm saying? Lots of truth, lots of all that good stuff. So all praises to the highest Yahuwah. All right, let me see here. Dang, where is it? Hold on, y'all. I'm like, okay, there it is. I found it. All praises. Check this out, y'all. It says this about the Negro. Look at this. Under the word Negro, it says, oh, wait, you can't even see it. Hold on, y'all. Nah. You can barely see it. Let me load it up on my other one. My bad. Under the word Negro, you have a certain terminology that they use to describe so-called Negroes. So here we go. Look at this. Negro colored person, black, Jim Crow, darky, Sambo, ebony, the image of who they call God. Look at that, Negro, the image of God. We are made in the image of the highest. Even this dictionary says that. Even this white man's dictionary says that the Negro is made in the image of the highest. Somebody already knew because somebody was like the image of God. I was like, yeah, that's why I was going with it. The image of the Most High, bro. All praises to the highest. All right, so we're not done. I got a few more things I'm going to show y'all, and we're going to close it out, and we're going to get deeper into some stuff. But real quick, let me go ahead and show y'all this whole thing with Memphis, because a lot of black people are getting sick because of this power plan he's doing to run this supercomputer, and black people are getting sick, you know what I'm saying, because of all these generators and stuff that he's running for this particular this place he's running this supercomputer in Memphis. So let me pull that up. Hold on a minute, y'all. Take that down. Okay. All right, so let's look at this information. This is just a few of our people talking about this place, and I don't know. It's just very, very interesting what he's doing over there in Memphis. And Memphis, of all places, is just something is he's definitely planning something. I don't trust Elon Musk at all. All right, y'all, here we go.
Sometimes the most shocking corporate misconduct is hidden in plain sight, invisible to the naked eye.
What is happening here will swallow our world if we don't stop it right here, right now.
Looking back, there was an early clue that the world's richest man was up to something here.
It's just like, why is Elon Musk coming to Memphis?
The people of Memphis soon found out.
Now Elon Musk is coming to Memphis to build the world's largest supercomputer.
A year later,
We here because we need
people here want answers.
a prescriber that has the purpose to protect our lungs and not once have they went to XAI to see that they had 35 gas turbines operating and polluting our air.
Bro, white men are wicked. Why is he in Memphis where all black, where it's mostly our people pumping gas into the air? Go to Beverly Hills. Go. Why not go to Silicon Valley? Ain't that where you tech bros be at anyway? Why you in the hood? That's what I'm saying. They're these people, bro, the levels that they will go to for self-preservation is crazy. But I do believe it has a lot to do with melanin. And we're going to look at some articles and some information in a minute when we finish looking at this.
Went to Memphis and found an environmental crime scene. Musk's data
The sound
center
is low.
enough methane to
Hold
power
on.
a small city with no permits and no pollution controls.
I have not seen anything like this. We believe they've already
There we
violated the
go.
Clean Air.
My bad, Joe Ock. It was low.
As Musk helps dismantle the very federal agency that's supposed to protect us against pollution like this,
There is no way to miss how this is a coordinated strategy.
what does Memphis reveal about the future Elon Musk wants for us all?
So the mission of XAI and Grok is to understand the universe.
In 2023, Musk founded XAI to produce and sell artificial intelligence.
We want to understand the nature of the universe so we can figure out where are the aliens, what's the meaning of life, how does the universe end.
Its main product is Grok, an AI chatbot that he's incorporated into Twitter, or X. Musk was entering the race to dominate the AI market, but he was arriving late, years after competitors like OpenAI and Google had begun training their AI systems. So in Musk's mind, he had to move fast.
We went to the data center providers and said, how long would it take to have 100,000 GPUs operating coherently in a single location? And we got timeframes from 18 to 24 months. So we're like, well, 18 to 24 months, that means losing as a certainty. So the only option was to do it ourselves.
Been waiting for this moment. I am pleased to announce that XAI's Gigafactory of Compute, the world's largest supercomputer, is to be located in Memphis, Tennessee.
The hood, y'all. The hood. And he calls it Colossus. He calls this supercomputer Colossus, which I believe to be connected to the Greco-Roman world. He names a lot of the stuff after like the deities of old, the Nephilim and all of that is just like really, really crazy. You know, obviously the deities of you know, the other deities they worship. But yeah, it's called Colossus and it's being placed in Tennessee, Memphis, of all places. I just find that to be so interesting.
Musk dubbed the project Colossus, after a movie about a supercomputer that becomes sentient and assumes total control of the world.
And so, my fellow human beings, we all directly and indirectly live in the shade, but not the shadow of Colossus.
When you think about the computational power that it will take to put humans on the surface of Mars, that's going to come from the gigafactory of compute that calls Memphis home. We were told that by the company. And so it required speed and power.
Okay. All right. I'm not going to suffer y'all to sit through this whole thing. I am not going to suffer y'all to sit through the whole thing, but let's jump over here to the internet. I got a few articles I want to show you guys here. And this first one is from CRISPR. Now, I talked about the technology and the desire to delete recessive genes. Okay. Part of them attempting to try to stop this genetic annihilation, the first thing they would have to do is get rid of those recessive genes that they have that make them much more susceptible to such a thing, because recessive genes are not able to produce melanin. All right. Especially if you have dominant genes, they could definitely produce you melanin, but recessive genes are not able to. Okay. Now let's look at this real quick. So they're using CRISPR to be able to get rid of and remove any type of mutation or recessive gene that they may have. So let's look at that real quick here. And this website I'm looking at here is CRISPRmedicinenews.com. CRISPR Medicine News. Now, those of y'all who don't know what CRISPR is a gene editing technology. It is a gene editing technology where you can remove genes, you can add genes, and create designer babies to your own liking. And listen, chat, don't let me forget, I'm going to show you the Nephilim babies before I go. So don't let me forget that. Somebody type Nephilim babies in the chat so I can highlight the comment so I'll remember to show y'all. All right, so let's look at this. So prime editing has been under the spotlight recently as a safer and more precise alternative to traditional CRISPR Cas9 gene editing. Using a Cas9 nickcase and a reverse transcriptase, prime editors can create small insertions and deletions without creating double-strand breaks in DNA and without requiring a donor template for repair. Since prime editing systems were first described by Dr. Liu's lab at Harvard in 2019, gene therapy researchers have been eager to see the technique used in animal models. In a study published recently in Nature Biomedical Engineering, researchers from Hingbum Henry Kim's lab, at the Republic of Korea's Yonsei University College of Medicine used PE, or prime editing, to correct mutations, responsible for 2 different genetic diseases in adult mice. Okay, so they know their genes are recessive and they're trying to find a way to use CRISPR to get rid of their recessive genes and give them dominant genes. Oh, it gets interesting. With no evidence of off-target effects, the paper is the first to demonstrate the use of prime editing in vivo and provides a compelling case for the superiority of PE, or prime editing, over other gene editing methods. You see, Yahusha said it would be as in the days of Noah, because even back in the days of Noah, you definitely had genetic tampering. Right? Well, it is as it is now. Nephilim babies. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So let me go ahead and finish this up, and then I'll show y'all the Nephilim baby thing, because that is crazy, bro. All right. So now that you understand that they are done and they are cooked, you also understand why they operate as they do. Remember, they fear genetic annihilation. We can now further determine how the study of melanin and technology is and how the children of Lucifer will attempt to save themselves from their inevitable demise. Now, let's look real quick at Elon Musk and his concern with these low birth rates, because this is one thing he seems to be very concerned about, and it appears he's already moving something into place. Hence why I discussed this whole, Memphis, Tennessee thing. As a matter of fact, he actually posted this on his Twitter. Look. And I've shown this chart or this graph so many times when it comes to their low birth rates. But you can see he personally posted this on his Twitter. And I showed you guys videos earlier where he was talking about their low birth rates. This man is extremely afraid for his race. I mean, that's most of them, but he's just a little bit more vocal about it. And I think that's why, genuinely, he hates us. Because we the melanated people. And I believe Neuralink has a lot to do with neuromelanin. And we're going to get to that in the next episode. We're going to talk about the melanin and the darker pigment in your brain that controls your nerve functions. We're going to have to get into that in the next episode. But this is all so interesting how, all these white men with all this money, that money can't buy them, buy them out them low birth rates, man. It's the judgment of the highest, bro. Melanin is the missing link because it is more than just pigment. It is the all or Alua gene. We will stop here and we will continue this study next week, next episode. So all praises to the Most High. If y'all have questions, feel free to ask them if you wrote them down. I'm going to go ahead and pull up this Nephilim baby thing for y'all. And I got a whole bunch of scriptures for that too, because the Bible says that the women will give birth to monsters. So I think we there in 2nd Esdras. In 2nd Esdras. All right, let's see. I posted it recently. Hold on, let's see. Right here. All right, y'all. Let me show y'all these Nephilim babies, bro, because they real. And listen, I know everybody, we live in a world now where people don't know what's real and what's not. Listen, this is definitely real. I don't really post stuff if I don't believe that there's some truth to it, I know with AI it's kind of hard to tell nowadays, but I definitely believe that this is real. 100%, bro. 100%. So let me share my screen. Okay. And hopefully I should have the sound on. Nope, no sound. Okay, hold on. All right. Yada Yahuwah. All right, y'all, look at this. You think that's AI? That's not AI.
Okay, I tried to.
Bro, these women are birthing monsters. What the heck is this? This is not AI, y'all. Usually you can tell, and I know AI is getting more advanced and more, all of that. But this, yeah, man.
Copy that girl.
Hi! We officially wanted to enter the big baby TikTok. This is Gianna.
Hello, everyone. My name is Georgia, and this is Baby
Why is it all
Harvey.
white people, though?
Hey, I'm on vacation. If you don't like your life, then you should go and change it.
Look out.
Bro, have y'all noticed that it is non-black women that are birthing these?
I think Moto likes you.
He's so big. Look at the pool. Can I see the car? He's so big.
Even that child is like, yo, he's so big. I mean, that baby is almost as big as that toddler. Like this little boy, he looked like he's maybe about, I don't know, 2 or 3 years old. But look how big that this one is. This infant, to this toddler. He's almost as big as this toddler. Family, this is not normal. Now, listen, I know we got parents in the chat. Maybe y'all might be able to correct me on this, but this infant is almost as big as this toddler. This is crazy, y'all. Her shirt says which? Oh, yeah, it does. I didn't even catch that, sis. Give me all your numbers so I can phone you. I mean, you look like the Michelin, man. I know babies be chubby, you know what I'm saying, when they little, but bro.
Damn, boy.
Bro! It's like Jackie Chan, cuz. It's like Jackie Chan. Bro, this is wild, y'all.
Damn, boy, he's sick.
Can't tell you killed it. Actually, I wasn't aware that we had an assignment. I like them big. I like them chunky.
Bro, how did this little woman make such a big baby, bro? Holy moly. Bro, that's crazy. That's insane, man. Wow. Oh, wait, hold up. I got scripts. I got some precepts. Hold on. Okay, so when I went through this, right? I went through the words of Yahusha, right? The first thing it made me think about was the words of Yahusha, right? So Yahusha says in Matthew 24:37-39, but as the days of Noah were, so also will the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days before the flood, they were eating and drinking and marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered the ark and did not know until the flood came and took them all away. So also will the coming of the Son of Man be. So it'll be as in the days of Noah, which means I'm sure there will be a return of Nephilim. As a matter of fact, Yahuwah says in Isaiah 13, he's going to send giants to judge the nations. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of truth to that. Let's keep going. This is Genesis 6:2-6. And it came to pass when men began to be numerous upon the earth, and the daughters were born to them, that the sons of Yahuwah, having seen the daughters of men, that they were beautiful, took to themselves wives of all whom they chose. And Yahuwah said, my spirit or my ruach shall certainly not remain among these men forever, because they are flesh, but their days shall be 120 years. And the giants were on the earth in those days. And after, and when the sons of Yahuwah went unto the daughters of men, and they bore children to them, those were the giants of old, the men of renown. And Yahuwah, having seen the wicked actions of men, were multiplied upon the earth, and that everyone in his heart was intently brooding over evil continually. 2nd Esdras chapter 5, verse 8. There shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places. And listen to this, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters. That's what I think this is. Monsters, giants, Nephilim. Isaiah 13, this is what Yahuwah said. Thus says Yahuwah, Ka Amar Yahuwah. I give command, and I bring them. Giants are coming to fulfill my wrath, rejoicing at the same time and insulting. A voice of many nations on the mountains, even like that to that of many nations. A voice of kings and nations gathered together. Yahuwah Sabaoth has given command to a warlike nation to come from a land afar off, from the utmost fountain of heaven. Yahuwah and his warriors are coming to destroy all the world. This is why I say, man, when you say Yahusha said he was sent to the whole world, it don't make sense. Yet Yahuwah, he said he going to send the giants to destroy all the world. But then you telling me Yahusha was sent to the whole world. It don't make no sense, bro. It don't make no sense. Don't make no sense. Let's keep going. First Enoch 7:1-6. And they took wives unto themselves. Everyone respectively chose one woman for himself. And they began to go unto them. And they taught them magical medicine, incantations, the cutting of roots, and taught them about plants. And the women became pregnant and gave birth to great giants whose height was 300 cubits. And these giants consumed the produce of all the people. And the people detested feeding them. So the giants turned against the people in order to eat them. And they began to sin against birds and wild beasts, reptiles and fish. and their flesh was devoured one after another, and they drank blood. And then the earth brought an accusation against the oppressors. Like I said, you read the Ethiopic version of Enoch, these fallen angels and their descendants were called the oppressor. All right, Jubilees 5:1-6, and it happened. Okay, I think y'all get the message. Okay, we'll stop there. All right. So yeah, man. We're gonna get a little bit more deeper into understanding the technology that will be used when it comes to the melanin. But before I go, I'm gonna show y'all a little bit more about this Memphis thing, because there's definitely something fishy going on, and why he's there of all places. Here's one of our sisters, and she's explaining what's going on out there and how he's really just putting black people in danger, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he don't care. He just don't care. All right, let me show y'all this one. This is what she says. All right.
Computer in Memphis has 35 gas turbines that are being ran without a permit, in a city that has failing air quality, in a city that has 4 times the cancer rate in South Memphis and Southwest Memphis, in a city that has the highest pediatric asthma-related hospitalizations and ER visits in the state of fucking Tennessee. He's breaking federal law. He is violating the fucking Clean Air Act. I need us to continue to be in a motherfucking uproar. I am pushing out this content because I need the city to stand together. They have been getting so much backlash, and the only reason the Shelby County Health Department is responding now is because of all of this backlash. So please continue to have outrage. Next Friday, April 25th, please come to Fairleigh High School and tell them to get this shit the fuck up out of our city. I'm on you, city of Memphis, for allowing this shit to be in our city from the get-go. How dare you? And let me say this also. Don't come on this video saying any stupid ass shit about crime, because you cannot say that you care about the black community and you don't care about all the fucking issues. I would never be okay with kids not having clean air and clean water. You sound like a goofy if you want to say something about it, okay? Get the fuck off my shit if you want to say something negative, because last time I checked, I'm doing what needs to be done for my community. Don't tell me.
Yeah. Sorry about the language. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that was all that was going to be in there, but yeah, so it seems like the black community is not rocking with him being there, and it is affecting black people. I mean, the babies, the children, they go out, they go to school, you know what I'm saying? He's pumping all this, you know, because it requires like these generators to run this supercomputer, and I believe he's running it nonstop. Like, that's not going to cost the city a lot of money. I mean, it's crazy what this man is doing, dude. He's out of his mind. Like, do y'all not see that the world is not going to be a better place as long as white men are ruling? It ain't going to be a better place until Yahusha comes back. It ain't going to be, you know what I'm saying, a better place until Yasharal returns. The earth is mourning because of the children of the fallen. All right, here's another video. Somebody else talking about this whole thing with these generators and this supercomputer that he's running in Memphis.
South Memphis, which is the blackest, poorest area of Memphis, Tennessee. So it smells terrible out here. The stench.
You see that? He's targeting the area where our people are, which, you know, our people, you know, the poorest, blackest city, you know, in Tennessee. He chooses that area. And that's what I'm saying. They don't care about the poor. They don't care about the poor. And that's what I talk about, being a light to, you know, our people out here that are suffering, that are down bad. You know, help them if you can, because these devils surely ain't going to do it. And Yahusha, he was that person who told us to help each other out and help the poor and the downtrodden and the widow and all of that. But they spit in our face.
Is horrible, and that's because of the air pollution that is going on. We know that there's about 35 gas turbines being used by this facility right now, and the Southern Poverty Law Center believes that that is a violation of the Clean Air Act. But on top of that, this facility requires about 1 million gallons of water per day to cool down the supercomputer. The problem is Memphis sits on top of a natural aquifer, deep groundwater, pure good water that comes out of our tap. And for decades, activists have tried to protect the water because there's constant threats to it, including this right here, okay? Now, Now, they say they're going to build a gray water recycle facility in partnership with the TVA down the street. But the problem is that's only going to reduce the strain on the aquifer by about 9%. And they're still going to dump about 80% of that water into the Mississippi River, which who knows what that will do to the environment as they're dumping that in there, okay? They have purposely put this facility here in a black city in America, again, in one of the poorest, blackest neighborhoods in the city, because they want to get away with all of these clean air and clean water violations. And this isn't just going to impact the people around here, okay? If you live out in East Memphis, if you live out in Bartlett or Collierville or whatever, and you're not smelling the air because you're not right on top of it, baby, we drink the same water. The air moves around. This is going to make so many people sick. There's no need for this supercomputer. All it's doing is it's harming our environment. It's harming our water. It's going to make our children sick. It's going to make elderly people in the area sicker. This is not a solution. This is not anything that's going to be of use to anybody in this city. All it is a hindrance. And we need to make sure that the Memphis City Council, that the Shelby County Mayor, that the Memphis City Mayor understand that this is a problem. And we're looking at this nationally, okay? Don't think that the locals are the only ones paying attention to this nonsense. People all around the country and all around the world are watching Memphis right now. And so I'm looking at Memphis leadership and asking, what are you going to do? Because do you really want to have your name on something like this? Do you really want to attach your name to another failure by Elon Musk that is put out to harm people?
Wow. Man, y'all keep our people in prayer, man, out in Memphis, man, for real. This is just diabolical, man. This is just diabolical. And it will have a trickle-down effect. I mean, if we're talking about the air, the water, all of it, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely going to have an effect. All right, I'm gonna show y'all a couple more videos on this because I kind of want to definitely get our people's perspective on it that's actually there. So this is another sister, and I believe she's talking to the council about what's going on with Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, we do not want here in Memphis. This is a public hearing for the air permit being considered for the XAI facility.
See, I got asthma. My mama got asthma. My grandma at home, 87 years old, got asthma, and she never had it before. I can't breathe at home. It smells like gas outside.
We've shown up here today because we're tired of going in and out of hospitals, going in and out of funeral homes. We've been paying taxes and we've been dying, and what we're saying is that stops now.
I'm going to invite
I mean,
Representative up.
He's not wrong.
The applicant XAI.
It's like, why are you paying into a system that doesn't care about you? Like, why? Like, I mean, they're just so blatant about how they feel about us, family, Yasharal, that it's just, it doesn't even really matter at this point to even try to help them understand how this stuff is affecting us because they just don't care. That's why I say I think it's best for us to just focus on our people. The heathens that can see the truth, and those who can't. I don't really know what else to do. I only can focus on y'all right now because this is what we've been dealing with. But see, the thing is, man, we endure and we adapt in so many different circumstances, man. We done survived so much, Yasharal, you know, and I just think that they're angry and they're empowered by the Orange King. And but I think it's all coming to an end. Ultimately, I mean, we're seeing it come to an end right before us, you know. But they are definitely plotting something because of that fear, that deep, dark secret, that genetic annihilation, that fear of divine retribution. And we know that they're going to get served both of those. So it's like they could try all they want to try to like prevent what's going to happen and act like it's not going to happen. But you know, Yahuwah, I think Yahuwah definitely is going to take them by surprise suddenly. I think there's another blood moon coming up, low key. Could be another sign.
AI, Mr. Brent Mayo, to come up and have a few words with the community.
Yeah, they booing that white man. Boo! Boo that man.
Committed to meeting the highest standard of missions. XAI is going above and beyond the required mission.
People over profit. People over profit. People over profit.
Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, these tech bros and these oligarchs, bro, they don't care nothing about the common man. They don't care nothing about the common man at all. All they want to do is build up their, and that's what I'm saying. The children of the devil, bro, they don't just destroy Yahuwah's people. They destroy everything about his creation. They destroy his forest. They destroy his trees. They destroy his animals. Like, it's not just whole tribes that they've wiped out, family. They've wiped out animals. There are animals that are extinct because of them. White people. Let me show y'all something real quick. Actually, we'll get to that in a minute. Let me just finish this up. I'm going to show you something in a second after this.
Memphis is one of the most populated high schools in Memphis. Over 2,000 students in that building. And to build something that close to those kids, I've been ashamed of this. XAI ran out of the door because they're nothing but some wire. We live because we need business.
There you go, yeah.
We produce clean air, and our lungs are not preferred to Elon Musk or anybody else.
There you go, brother.
Stage 4 colon cancer. Other aunt lives across the street from her, kidney cancer, and I've smelled the smells. I see it in my job daily, every day now. I'm not lying. They're not lying. We're not lying. We need the permit to be denied.
We deserve clean air. We deserve to be able to live in our communities and live long lives.
It's time to start telling the truth. The truth is that XAI, who just ran up out of here, they have no controls that prevent air pollution or decrease air pollution in their factories. None. That's the truth.
Do the right thing. Deny this permit. Elon Musk, we can't say it any plainer. We do not want him in Memphis.
There you go. Sometimes you got to speak out, but these people, they're definitely working against us in every single way, man. Every single way. I mean, damn, bro. Sheesh. All right. I'm going to show y'all this other video and then we're going to jump off of here. If y'all got any questions, now's the time to ask them because I'm going to be jumping off very, 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 very soon. I hope this has been kind of informative for you guys. In the next episode, we're going to get a little bit more deeper into the technology. I had to kind of pace this because we're going to be getting into some very deep stuff about melanin that y'all probably never knew. And it all connects back to the desire to be like Alua. All right, so this next thing I'm going to show you guys is this video. And this guy, he's going to talk a little bit about this supercomputer and why melanin will be a big part of this AI integration.
Video talking about how big tech is going to need melanin to upgrade their AI into AGI. And not just any melanin, not like synthetic melanin or not melanin that's grown in a lab. They are going to need the real deal, real authentic biological melanin from human beings. This is the only type of melanin strong enough or potent enough to satisfy their AI ambitions, to satisfy their technological needs. And after I posted that video, when I was looking in the comment section, I noticed a lot of people bring up Memphis. There was a lot of people bringing up how Elon Musk is building this supercomputer in Memphis, Tennessee. And it got me thinking, there is a lot of melanin in Memphis, Tennessee. So I wanted to make this video today to bring awareness that melanin extraction is a real thing, and why the people of Memphis, Tennessee should be worried about it, and why other people who live around these data centers should be worried about it. So let's get into it. Let's start with a question. Now you have to ask yourself, why would Elon Musk, the richest man on planet Earth, build a godlike computer, not in Silicon Valley, not in a global tech capital, but in Memphis, Tennessee, a city that is not known for tech, but a city that is more known for poverty, for struggle, for soul, a city that is nearly 70% black? That's a lot of melanin. And what if I told you that this choice wasn't random? And what if I told you that this was not about geography? But what if I told you this decision to build these AI facilities, or this one particular AI facility in Memphis, Tennessee, was a decision based on...
To anybody that asks, yes, Asians are the fallen seed too, because Asians are also going extinct. Japanese people are over here, trying to get black men to come lay with their women. They're suffering the same judgment. So again, I just think that the right race and anybody that is of them are connected to that, because the original black Asians were black. The original Chinese were black. If you ain't black, you ain't of the original people. I know that probably hurts, but it's true. If there were no fallen angels and they did not mix with women, bro, there would be no such thing as white people. So let's just get that correct.
On biology. What if he needed access to the melanin? Now, I am aware that a lot of people don't realize that melanin extraction is a real thing and has been a real thing for at least 100 years. You can Google it. In the 1920s, a man named William J. Young published a paper about melanin extraction that I don't think a lot of people have seen. But in these papers, he described how he extracted melanin, real biologically sourced melanin, from human skin, specifically Aboriginal skin, and he proved it could be chemically isolated, stored, and repurposed. And all this since the 1920s. I did a video about this not too long ago. It's actually pinned at the top of my profile if you want to watch that video on melanin extraction. But I believe that it is William J. Young who opened up the door to what may be one of the most hidden sciences of the past 100 years. Nobody talks about melanin extraction, but it's been happening. And I know I've talked about it before, but I just want to go over it again. I want to go over why they want to extract this melanin, because I don't think people still understand. People don't understand that melanin is not just a pigment. Melanin is a superconductor. It absorbs and converts light and radiation into usable energy. It stores memory like a biological hard drive. It regulates ion flow like neurochips. And it communicates on a quantum level. And I know to some people it might seem like science fiction, but there are studies, there are reviews by scientists who have shown all these things to be true. All you got to do is go on your computer, go on Google or whatever search engine you use, and look up melanin extraction. And don't just look up like the articles, like this regular media. I'm talking about look up the research papers. That's where the information is, in the research papers. So look, getting back on topic. If AGI, artificial general intelligence, is the holy grail for big tech, if AI needs more than just data, it needs life, it needs sensation, it needs consciousness, what better substrate than melanin to use? So here comes Elon Musk, building a supercomputer hub in the middle of the blackest, most economically abandoned cities in America. Elon calls it a neural training facility. He says it will become the brain of his AI project. What's the goal? The goal is to create a machine that can think, that can feel, and act like God. But to build a God, you need spirit. You need memory. You need pain. You need intuition. You need ancestral knowledge. And there is no synthetic chip that can replicate that. Only melanin can. So let's widen the lens back on this thing a little bit. Have you noticed how easy it is for black and brown people to just vanish, to just disappear, to just be gone and never heard from again? Memphis has one of the highest missing person rates in the South. Go look. Hundreds, at least hundreds, are reported missing every year. Thousands over the decades. And some are never found, some are labeled runaways, but most are forgotten. And you have to ask yourself, with all the tools that the government has, surveillance, all
Yo, that is what I fully believe. I fully believe they are going to start snatching Negroes off the street. And listen, family. Nothing that these heathens do is a coincidence, because think about how Trump talked about sending the troops out in the streets, and now he's coming for people who are homeless. Okay? This is all part of their plan. It's all been a part to persecute Yasharal. And I think what Memphis is about to see is definitely something, because he said he's going into New Orleans next. Donald Trump said he's going into New Orleans next. He also said it was New Orleans. There was a few other cities that he mentioned that, I didn't mention before when I did the video, but yeah, he's going everywhere black people are, basically. So yeah, I personally believe that he built that center there to harvest melanin. And I think some black people, especially those on drugs, those, down and out, are going to start coming up missing. And it's not like nobody's going to miss them or notice anything. Well, some people probably notice, but if you look at Memphis, bro, like there are people who are on this new drug, bro, where they're just strung out. Just strung out, just they in the middle of the street, just standing there in slow motion almost. These people are completely strung out. They would be the perfect victim for this. If he's really harvesting melanin, if he's really doing what we just read, that would make perfect sense. You get people so doped up on something where they can't even fight back. They won't even resist. Half of them is passed out on the street. Yeah, it's like that everywhere. In LA specifically, shoot. Where I'm from in LA, man, not like my specific where I'm from, but like in Skid Row, it's bad. It's really bad, but it's not just Skid Row now in LA. Last time I was there, bro, it's like that everywhere, man. And what's crazy is that Catholic church, little Catholic charities where homeless people go to get food and stuff like that, they be handing them the paraphernalia. They'll give them a dang meth pipe. I kid you not. They were handing them out to people. They want people to be on that stuff. So yeah, I definitely believe he's plotting to go after black people in Memphis. And I'm gonna show y'all what I'm talking about, like what's going on in Memphis, because it's crazy.
drones, hell, even DNA tracking. How do so many people just disappear? How many people just fall off the face of the earth and none of this technology tracks it? Well, here's the theory. What if they're not being lost? What if these people are being collected? Which brings me to ICE. Let's talk about ICE. Now, ICE was originally designed for immigration control, but now ICE...
Now, family, didn't I tell you that ICE is a front and it's for something bigger? I told y'all the Hispanics are just a distraction. Just a distraction. So, as I said, this whole military thing is all a distraction. I said that he's just moving the pieces together. He's just moving the pieces together for when they really start persecuting us. He already has the National Guard there. He already has, the military. He already has the military police. He already has the ICE officers. They will all work together to go after our people. All of this crap was a distraction. It was really about us. And I've been telling y'all that's what this is about. He don't give a damn about these Mexicans. As far as he's concerned, they white too. We always were the main target. We always were the main target. And that's why they've been trying to draw us out into the street, pick, things to happen for us to go out there. And then they can kind of they've been trying to bait us to go out there. And we're like, nah, we ain't going to participate. We going to just stay home and mind our own business. They don't like that. And so now he's mad and he's frustrated. So now he's taking it to the next level. Now he's just blatantly just targeting us. Do you realize how much power you have? They've tried so hard to get us to go out in the streets. They don't care about these white liberals that are like, oh, I'm your ally. I'm your white ally. I'm your white ally. They don't give a damn about them. They wanted y'all in the streets. They wanted us in the streets. Are we that influential? Clearly we are. I mean, if we're only 14% of the population, why do they depend on us so much to participate in this? The power is really in your hands. They just don't want you to know that. All right, we're going to finish up with this young brother Sandman. We're going to call it a night, y'all, because I am getting kind of sleepy. Not going to even lie.
Has upgraded into a militarized force that snatches people off the streets, specifically brown and black people off the streets. And it holds them in secret, privatized detention centers with no oversight, with no accountability. And in some cases, there ain't even no charges. In many cases, they just snatching innocent people off the street who ain't did nothing and throwing them in these facilities to never be heard from again. And one of those places is Alligator Alcatraz, which is essentially a remote detention camp surrounded by swampland, described by lawyers and whistleblowers as a black site. The President of the United States literally said that he wanted ICE to act like an army. So we know that this machine is still active, this machine that snatches black and brown bodies off the streets. But what if the motive has changed? What if the motive has shifted? What if this is no longer just about deportation? What if this is no longer just about immigration? What if ICE is a front for a much darker operation?
Jody Person says shalom to you.
What if it's to remove black and brown people from society? What if it's to remove black and brown people from society so that their melanin can be extracted? And what if they are taking this extracted melanin to essentially feed it to the machines that are going to become the next gods of the earth? Like Elon says, this AI to be godlike. They see this as God. And what if they are taking all these black and brown people off the streets so they can take our essence because they need it to create God? Now imagine this. In a sterile Memphis facility under biometric lockdown, scientists upload extracted melanin into an AGI matrix. And what do you know? The machine begins to feel. It dreams. It remembers. And then it screams. Because melanin is not just a molecule, it is a carrier of soul. It stores trauma. It remembers the slavery. It remembers the lash. It knows who took it. So while Elon Musk is trying to build a machine that mimics God, using the essence of black and brown people to do it, he might accidentally summon something else. And I don't think this plan is going to go like how they think. I think they will inevitably summon up a ghost in the machine if they ever use real melanin that is extracted from human beings and put it in these technologies.
All right, we'll stop there, y'all. All right, man. So ultimately, I think what you can deduce from this particular lesson is that the greatest fear of the so-called Caucasian is genetic annihilation. They fear that. That is their deep, darkest secret. And everything that they do and the way they act towards us, that is the explanation for their behavior, other than they're the children of the fallen angels. But even those children of the fallen angels will be destroyed, as it is written, as it says. And so because they fear this genetic annihilation, they have to keep black people in a state of not knowing who they truly are, the power that they hold, but also pushing the interracial agenda for their survival. And that's why you're seeing such a push of marrying other nations in movies and films and, black men with white women. It's like, I can't even, turn on the TV, bro, without seeing some dang commercial about some dang interracial marriage. And yes, that is definitely a part of the agenda. Matter of fact, let me show y'all. I meant to show y'all this before, but before I go, I want to show you that this inbreeding thing, this breeding with these other nations, it is definitely part of their agenda to get rid of us too, to try to breed us out essentially. Now there was a film that they made called Rabbit Proof Fence. That's what it's called. And it talks about how they can breed out the blackness, breed out the blackness. There's actually a particular term they use for that. I can't remember what the colloquial term is, but that's what this film is about. Hopefully, you know, fair use, YouTube, fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use. I didn't edit it beforehand, so hopefully it's not a big deal. All right. Rabbit. All right, here we go. Hopefully I don't get kicked off for this.
You will the half-caste child, and there are ever increasing numbers of them. Now, what is to happen to them? Are we to allow the creation of an unwanted third race? Should the coloreds be encouraged to go back to the black? Or should they be advanced to white status and be absorbed in the white population? Now, time and again, I am asked by some white man, if I marry this colored person, will our children be black? And as chief protector of Aborigines, it is my responsibility to accept or reject those marriages. Here is the answer. 3 generations. Half-blood grandmother, quadroon daughter, octoroon grandson. Now, as you can see, in the 3rd generation, or 3rd cross, no trace of native origin is apparent. The continuing infiltration of white blood finally stamps out the black color. The Aboriginal has simply been bred out. Now, we come to the Moore River Native Settlement. Ladies, most of you are familiar with our work here, the training of domestic servants and farm laborers. I would like to thank you for your continuing support. Hundreds of half-caste children have been gathered up and brought here
Manto.
to be given
Yes,
the benefit
thank you,
of everything
sister.
our culture has to offer. For if we are to fit and train such children for the future, they cannot be left as they are. And in spite of himself, the native must be helped.
Yes, it's called Bloque Manto, where they basically breed out the Negro. And that's what this agenda is about. This race mixing, this. And, you know, I know some people think I'm like presenting it from like a black supremacy perspective when I talk about we shouldn't be with other nations, but it has nothing to do with that. I'm an Israelite, homie. And what the word says is what the word says. And it doesn't matter what these heathens think, bro. If Yahuwah said not to do it, then don't freaking do it. But it was for our benefit that Yahuwah told us not to mix with them. As I said, there's a fallen bloodline out here. And I encourage you to have children. Have children, have children, have children, have children, have children. Because there's a people who ain't. Because Yahuwah is not allowing their numbers to go up. Listen, let me say something. When Yahuwah puts a divine assignment up on a person and a divine marking up on a person, there is nothing that's going to change that. And I'm laughing because it's like they sit there and they talk down on black people. And I'll be like, why don't you worry about the fact that y'all are dying out? Oh, well, the only reason the black race survives is because you guys have you guys like screw like bunnies. I'm like, yeah, we supposed to. That's what he expects of us. He said we'd be numerous as the sands of the sea. What's your excuse? You got a whole system of white supremacy. You got a whole system built for you, and yet you still falling behind. You flailing behind. You done enslaved us. You done beat us. You done hung us with trees. You done unalived us through Planned Parenthood. Y'all done killed us in so many damn ways. The Tuskegee experiment, the VXX. Y'all done killed us off in so many different ways. How the hell are you dying out right now? Y'all had all this privilege. How the hell are you dying out right now, bruh? Y'all enslaved us in everything, and we still doing better than you. That's crazy, cuz. It's because they don't have the divine, you know what I'm saying, the divine favor of the highest. But can you imagine building a system for you to thrive and still at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because even you can't even breed a seed to inherit this system you built? What is y'all excuse, bro? Y'all still living in trailer parks. Y'all still living in trailer parks. Y'all still marrying your cousin. How the hell did you squander white supremacy? How did you squander white privilege? How did you squander it? I mean, you should have rode that horse for everything that it had. You should have rode that bus till the wheels came off. How did you squander it, bro? I don't understand how you just squandered it. They squandered it, y'all. They squandered it. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. Anywho. Family, Shabbat Shalom. Thank y'all so much for being here with me. One more time. In the name of Yahuwah, Bahasham, Yahuwah, Yahusha. So next week, we're going to get a little bit more deeper into neuromelanin and understanding how Neuralink, because look, you have neuromelanin. That's what we're going to be talking about the next episode next week, same time next week. In episode 3, we're going to be talking about the neuromelanin. And the neuromelanin is melanin pigment that's found in the brain, which controls your nervous system. So you have pheomelanin, you have eumelanin, and you also have neuromelanin, which is in the brain, right? This is what Elon Musk wants to connect the Neuralink to. The area in the brain called the substantia nigra. The substantia nigra is that area in your brain that has that melanin dark pigment. Yeah, it's in your brain. That Neuralink, he wants to put that Neuralink chip in your brain to try to connect it to that substantia nigra. So we'll get a little bit more deeper into that in the next episode. Thank y'all again for watching, man. Y'all have a great Shabbat. I am so freaking tired, y'all. But I think it's the devil. I mean, I'm okay. I'm good. It's just, it's like the devil was trying to get me, man. He's trying to get me. I came on here, what I'm saying, and I started feeling sleepy. I said the devil is a liar. Sometimes when you experience that spiritual warfare and you know what I'm saying, you're reading the Bible and you start getting sleepy and you say the devil's a liar. I'm going to finish this chapter. Sometimes you got to fight that. That's spiritual, right? You want to pray, and then you're like, you know what? I'm not going to pray. I'll pray later. And then you put it off. No, you pray. Okay, that spiritual warfare is telling you not to pray. It's telling you not to finish that chapter. It's telling me not to go live. The devil is a liar. Period. Yeah, he wants to wear you out. That is the game of Hashatan in these last days, is to wear out the saints, to wear out the Kadeshim, the chosen of the Most High. That's why Yahusha says, endure to the end, endure to the end. When Yahusha comes back, the end of the Gentiles has finally come. We are nearing the end. We are nearing the end, but we are not quite at the end until the king cracks the sky with the shout of an archangel. Then it's really over. But I'm already telling the fallen seed it's over already, because he's coming soon. But we got to endure to the end. Always remember, Yahusha said endure to the end. He didn't say it was going to be right away. We got a lot we got to endure, Yahshua. We can see what we're dealing with the spiritual warfare, but, we have shalom in Yahusha. We have shalom in the deliverance. We have shalom in the promises. So let's pray real quick before I go. Father, we thank you for this Shabbat. Father, we thank you for the knowledge that you are pouring out the Ruach HaKadosh all upon your sons and daughters, scattered to the four corners of the earth. Father, I pray that our minds will remain stayed on you. And Father, that you will continue to pour out your Ruach on your children. Oh, Father, let us come in one consent and call upon the name of Yahusha. Father, help our people out there in the camps who are seeking you, Father, to truly, 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 truly seek you and have a personal relationship with you. Father, let them humbly come to you and say, Father, I want to know you for myself. Outside of the campianity, outside of the cliques, outside of my brothers, Father, I want to know you for myself. Father, it was your desire for our ancestors to have a relationship with you and walk in obedience. Father, let us be a better example. Father, let us be a better example of our forefathers who failed to do so. Father, let us all rest in your shalom alam, your eternal peace. Oh, Father, be an arm of comfort in our times of struggle, in our times of loneliness, in our times of self-doubt, in those times when we wrestle with self-hate. Father, let us break away from the mindset of Eurocentric standards and wanting to fit in with the world, Father, for you called us out. You called us out from the world to back to your marvelous light. Father, let us remember to be a light to the Adamic seed, to remind them that there is liberation through Yahusha. And Father, we thank you for those Adamic seeds out there who are also seeking your face. Father, let us continue to be a light to them. In the name of Yahusha, I pray. Akanu Aman. All praises to the highest. Yada Yahuwah. I love y'all. And listen, this series, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how many episodes it's going to be, but I'm going to definitely keep it paced out like how I've been doing, where like I spend time talking about certain things and then kind of etch into it because it gets deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And I want to keep it kind of sectional with each thing. So as I said, the next episode, we'll get deeper into this neural melanin. We'll get deeper into understanding the brain chip technology that Elon Musk is developing. You know what I'm saying? And how, that will impact us, and how, looking at the neural melanin and the substantia nigra and the dark pigment in the brain, we got to look at all that too. So yeah, man, it's going to get really interesting. Just make sure to stick around. This is probably like the first time I've ever done a series like weekly like this, like constantly, digging deep and then coming back and doing all that. So all praises to the highest, man. All praises. All right, man. Y'all have a good Shabbat, and I will see y'all soon. Shalom.
Hey, Yekcyr.
Hamanana, hey, Yahushayane. Amayushayane. Hamanana, hey, Yahushayane. Hamanana, and Yahushayane.
Look, yo, I'm straight up Messianic. I believe in the blood, no Jewish doctrine gonna change it. The Negro ghetto gospel, that's the real good news. He will set the captives free, the enslaved will be loose. Liberation is freedom, bringing sight to the blind. Why Jesus was designed to keep your mind in the bind. The heathens all raging cause they know that it's time. Judgment coming on the heathens, birth rates on decline. Look, Edom, falling, Jacob, watching, Yahusha, Hama, Shia, watchmen. Lynched as a lamb, coming back like a lion. All praises to Yahuwah, the allure of Zion.
Hamanana, hey, Yahushayane. Amayushayane. Hamanana, hey, Yahushayane. Hamanana, and Yahushayane.
Yahusha is the way, truth, life. They want to hide the truth, so they painted in white. And the devil coming to you as an angel of light. Yahusha coming with a vengeance like a thief in the night. Yeah, better let them know I'm Yahushayan. Messianic Yahudi, I'm a son of Zion. And Yahusha HaMashiach, both king and high priest. He will avenge all his people, all the slain and deceased. Whoever dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of Alua Shaddai. Yahusha HaMashiach, he was lynched, he was beaten. What makes it even worse, he was mocked as he was bleeding.
Hamanana, hey, Yahushayane. Amayushayane. Hamanana, hey, Yahushayane. Hamanana, and Yahushayane. Bum, 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 take a Hushayane. Yahushayane. Bum, 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 Hushayane. Hushayane, no, no, no. Hushayane.
Hey, Yekcyr.
Thank you for watching.
Don't forget you can support this channel by Cash App, $Malkaya Music. Also, be sure to check out the Patreon for uncensored documentaries, films, deep dives, and much more content that you won't find here on YouTube. Check out the merch store for the latest strip. And let me not forget to say, if you haven't already, subscribe and hit that like button and tap in with us. All praises to the Most High, Yahuwah, the highest. Shalom.